Yeah. Uh, I'm looking for something. I can't find it. You gave me the description of that ability that Monica and I share now, and somehow it's disappeared from my character sheet.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I pretty much remember what it was. Uh,
Yep.
Did
I've had things disappearing lately. Not here, but other games. All of a sudden, something's gone.
Yep, that's fine. I spent a lot of time writing the past few days. I pretty much wrote up more concrete rules on some of your benefits, especially now that we're getting into 4th level and 5th
you
level.
better get sit in that chair?
Where did you write these rules?
You do not have the concrete rules for Pyre stuff yet.
Yes, no responsibility. I love that, Dan.
Look, I've written a whole bunch of rules for you, but let me just find my little section for Stefan.
I had just gone through like the entire player handouts. I'm like, okay, it's like 2 or 3 sets of programming and just as many for like the number of campaigns you've run.
Programming hidden. So this is the rules, and I have actually bumped up your number of soul links. Your soul link basically gets bumped up by 1, so you've got 2 uses now, and you'll get 3 every, well, you'll get another plus 1 every 4th level from now.
There we go.
So, Pyre, in secret, I've been
Yes?
thinking about the build.
The
And I
build.
think
All right.
I'm gonna go through with the plan.
You're gonna have to remind me of the plan. It's been like about a month.
Yes.
The plan was, I think it was Rune Knight, 5e.
Oh, multi-classing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember talking about the possibilities, but as the decision, that was completely up to you, James.
I think it's still potentially a good idea as long as you get the key parts of barbarian to make you unkillable to support the rest of it. You
Mhm.
should be good to go, and it sounds like you're good to go.
Yeah.
I will
Barbarian
mention-
doesn't need that many levels.
I'm going to run my current intentions for Zorg by you, because I did have an idea for what I will probably give Zorg.
Okay.
This might affect your build order. You can read this at another time.
GM saying, basically just saying, hey, wait, before you do that.
In case it does affect what you're gonna do in the future. But anyways, welcome back to Season 2 of Season of War. It's been quite a while, so I have posted a lot of things in chat, but I'm just gonna read some of them out loud. Especially since I know I had to go back multiple times to add in stuff.
I get all of these?
Later. You will get them later because you haven't connected, well, you've been introduced to Johnny Gust, but all of you are going to forward your relationship with all of your personal NPCs. But right now, Johnny Gust hasn't taught you anything, so currently you don't have it. But that's what you could get in the future.
Looks like pretty good.
But anyway, back over to... you can
Um,
ask me questions about them later, but we'll get into the session right now.
Sounds good.
In the previous season of War, the party was brought together by complete chance. You rescued a gnome by the name of Harius, and through him you forged a contract with Serkava, the god of fate and good fortune. He basically told you to go gather a bunch of shards that contain the power of lightning. And in return, he's effectively going to allow you to cheat death once. To accomplish this task, you were given a magical compass that you can open up, and it releases a rainbow-colored light that points to the direction of nearby shards. Shortly after being given this quest, you were sent. You went around town, gathered information for potential locations of interest, and you decide to go down into the sewers to deal with an infestation and save Monica, the genasi that's related to Stefan. This infestation turned out to be the start of a mind flayer colony, and through the guidance of a Kenku by the name of Xing and an agent from the House of Right, codenamed the Plague Doctor, you managed to find and kill the brain, some newborn flayers, and some larvae. Within the brain's mass, Ash finds a lightning shard and stores it in his bag of holding. On your way out, you also rescue a beggar by the name of Anton. Some of the items you got for payment was some boots of Elvenkind, which went to Ash, and a Pearl of Power, which went to Stefan. Zaliel received a purified mana crystal, which he is continuing to keep for future use. While talking with the Plague Doctor, Zaliel partially activated his necrotic shroud and basically revealed to the Plague Doctor that he has some demons within him or has some demonic heritage of some sort. So the Plague Doctor brings him before an inquisition at the Cathedral of Sirkava in Veer. There, you guys learn that Zaliel bears the mark of Zenova, as well as the demonic mark of Visage. And if Zaliel is to be believed, he has absolutely no idea what's going on. He has no idea why he has the mark, and he thinks it's related to his mother somehow. But other than that, you probably aren't going to get much information directly from Zaliel over why he is the way he is. He's spared from being purged by both the intervention of the real Raphael and Secret taking responsibility for Zaliel's actions and Zaliel's future actions. After setting the rules straight that Zaliel should be on the best of terms Zaliel and Raphael, they connect, and after this whole ordeal, Zaliel washes off his makeup, cleans himself up, and he decides he's not going to face the world with a mask on, he's going to face the world as himself. And he's going to attempt to not cause trouble. Though jury's still out on whether or not he's currently accomplishing that. And most of the party remain cautiously skeptical of Zaliel due to his demonic heritage and because you're still largely strangers right now. In between adventures, much of the party got a chance to connect with their personal NPCs. Pyre got a chance to connect with Runescar. Zorg was reintroduced to Johnny Gust. And Secret got a chance to speak with Cass and offer Cass. Basically, he asked Cass to travel with him, to travel with the party in the future. But we'll see how this road trip, as Cass puts it, turns out.
Meanwhile, back at the mines.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I know.
Secret. So, Secret had a few visions and had some knowledge. He knows that the reason that you're gathering the shards is due to something that's called the ascendancy phenomenon. Well, the something along those lines. I forget exactly how I put it. But some mortal men seems to be gaining the powers equivalent to that of a god and causing trouble. And you're gathering the shards of lightning to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. But he's also received a vision of the future as well. A future that shows a rebellion in Veer. He saw fires across mines all across Veer, and a flag of rebellion fluttering in the wind. And after some time, that flag burned away and revealed the demonic mark of Slum underneath, the god of magic. The god of souls and magic. Secret formally asks the House of Right to look into the matter through the Plague Doctor. In the next adventure, you decided that you want to go to Iron Ridge Mines. So you head to the administration district and entered the building related to the House of Steel. You got this tip from your working relationship with the Plague Doctor in the House of Right, because he gave you the tip that they are offering a job for the place you wanted to go to. The job is simply an inspection mission, and if you find any monsters, kill them. Stefan did some negotiation, and with an upfront payment, you're going to be paid based on the monster heads that you gather, and it will be paid off an official price from the Adventuring Guild of Veer, basically, based off of what monsters you kill. Outside, you saw a group of striking workers, which was sent into chaos when Stefan chucked 100 copper coins into the crowd. On your way out after getting your job, Zaliel pays for the freedom of 3 slaves, and then steals an additional 2 slaves. Before he leaves, he loudly announces his actions in front of both the security and the striking workers as he's leaving. And most of the party try to dissociate themselves from Zaliel so that they won't be affected by whatever consequences this action brings. As you're traveling out on the road, the party discovers a group of dead miners, and shortly afterwards, you bump into a group of mercenary guards, who knew that the bodies were here, but feigned ignorance. You weren't able to prove your suspicions that the guards were the murderers, so you decided to just head towards the mine, keeping in mind that you could be backstabbed at any moment. Throughout your time in the mines, you've searched the Overseer's office multiple times. You go through the mine shafts pretty thoroughly to try to find any incriminating evidence for the House of Steel, showing that they're demonic worshippers or feeding a rebellion or doing any sort of underhanded business. But you don't seem to be able to find anything, like, obviously incriminating. In the mess hall, you meet a hobgoblin by the name of Drugel Red Eye. After discovering that the miners were being fed bread that is adulterated with some sort of mineral, Secret used his Mark of Sirkava to predict Drugel's future. And in the vision, Secret clearly saw that Drugel was going to find a lightning shard while fishing. and he would eventually bring it before the Council of Veer. So, you all effectively gave Drugel some words of wisdom and a little bit of counsel on the possibility of receiving some sort of power beyond his comprehension. The whole party heads into the mines with a group of 4 miners as their guides. Boris, the older miner, Mason, Frankie the kid, and Drugel. Pyre sees an ant, and he tries to convince the party to take a different route. But Zorg, Secret, and Ash saw the compass, and it pointed them in the direction of the ants, basically. After a hard-fought battle with a group of juvenile army ants, Secret manages to claim a lightning shard from the guts of a mana-eating spellcaster ant. And it causes a chain reaction with the one in Ash's possession. And all the NPCs that were present were basically made aware of that shard's presence. Drugel points out that he probably shouldn't be holding on to something that's prone to electrocuting people. But other than that, he's not... he doesn't appear to have that much interest in the shard. Somehow, the lightning shards reacted to each other. And also, throughout the course of the battle, Monica and Stefan learned a new ability. It's an ability that's similar to a twin spell, though Monica is a little restricted in her usage because she can only target Stefan and herself. Earlier in the adventure, the 2 demigods discussed the idea of separating the lightning shards between their fathers, Zygon, the god of fire, and Serkava, the god of fate. While traveling back to the surface, Pyre gets his hands on Ash's lightning shard, and independently decides to show Zygon the lightning shard, in response to being scolded for wasting Zygon's time. His father
Something
was...
I would like to bring up, if I may.
Yep,
I
go ahead.
had Pyre talk to Serkava when the contract was made about bringing a shard to his father at some point. He brought up the idea, though he said he could not speak for his father. And now when he got the chance to speak to his dad was super interested. So he doesn't know if the 2 gods have talked. That's rather prerogative, but he's talked to both gods about it.
Okay. I don't remember. I was speed running through all the videos to get all
If
the
I'm wrong, and
information.
I have been wrong before, I am fine with that. I'm just at least voicing my memory, which it's been a while.
To be honest, I don't exactly remember. I feel like you didn't... I don't think that was in the first session. I think you spoke about that with Secret, and I don't think you've spoken with Serkava since the first session.
Maybe, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I'll see if I can reference it.
You
Meanwhile,
did.
let's go
You
with
did
what
bring
you
it up
remember,
with
Jorah.
Secret. I remember that conversation because we were in the cave.
Yeah,
We
so
made the agreement.
definitely with Secret, but I don't think you've personally recontacted Serkava again. But,
Okay.
well...
Consequences, fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
So, Zygon was so intrigued that he stated he'd travel to Veer to claim his promised shard. And also Ash expressed some desire to reclaim his shard, because he still sees the shard that Pyre has on his belt right now as his. You go back up to the surface, and the Overseer goes back down into the mines. He risks his life. The Overseer risked his life to help evacuate his men, which earned Pyre's respect. So half the party decide to follow the Overseer back into the depths and evacuate any remaining miners. You get into a small fight. and then you get back up to the surface, and this is effectively where we left off in the last session. You've learned about the consequences that have come from Zaliel freeing those slaves over at the administrative building of the House of Steel. Not only did Zaliel steal from his boss, he made a public scene and freed some slaves by walking them out the front door. News about this is likely spread, and it's very possible that other slaves may have attempted to follow suit to try to walk out of their slavery. So it's blown up to be a big political scandal. Also, Ash, don't forget that you stole some keys as well. No one else knows this but you, but just keep in mind that you have keys. You have stolen some keys. The party was... Only half the party had discussed what to do with Zaliel, but now the whole party's back together, and you guys can decide what you want to do with Zaliel when you head back. The Overseer did promise to try to talk to Administrator Nikolai Goldsmith to see if he can get him in a better mood before you guys get to him. As out of respect for you guys, basically going down with him into the mines to help his miners out. The guards who also fought with you, Jacques, and I forget the other guy's name, so I'm just going to call him Sheen. Jacques and Sheen. They're expecting for you to give the House of Steel some word of praise for their conduct. Or, maybe you could offer them a job or something. You never know. Drugel seems to be quitting his job to pursue his career in fishing as per Secret's instructions. Frankie's probably traumatized from murdering two ants. Mason's still out cold and recovering from his injuries, and Boris currently doesn't know what he's gonna do. Whether he's going to see if he can get out of his lifelong contract, or if he's just going to stay put. If anyone else has other details they want to add, or any other questions, you can feel free to ask. But you can feel free to add now.
The only thing I'll keep in mind is, if I remember correctly, when we were originally talking about what to do with Zaliel, when we got back, the answer was, fuck him. We don't know him. He doesn't represent us and what he did, and give us our money. I think was our original concept here. Am I wrong?
Yeah, something.
Sounds right.
Zorg needs his money.
Something similar to that. Zaliel also says that you could just, if you want, you could just straight up turn him in to prove that you aren't associated with him.
I believe that was planned at one point. Yes.
It was.
I thought we also tried to say that we were gonna go dead body and some like illusion magic. And say, hey, that's him. He's dead.
Want to try that one again?
It's pretty bad.
That was bad.
So what he
Yeah.
tried to say is, option 1 was turn him in, and option 2 was to create a dead body and basically fake his death. That's what Ash tried to say.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Zaliel will
After-
lose the magic on himself.
Probably
An
could find
out of
a
character
big-ass
thought-
acid destroyed body down there somewhere.
Yeah. On the other hand, an out of character thought I had was, wouldn't that kind of go against his whole character goal where he's trying to face the world without a mask, and suddenly we're faking his death and he's somebody else and he has a mask again?
Details. I mean, yeah, that is a thing to point out. Though that was my interpretation from what I could see. But we'll see. Okay. It's up to you. If you guys do want to turn him in, then he's not gonna resist. He will go with the plan.
I don't know. How do we feel about this?
My vote is
Mhm.
still to turn him in. The only problem is when he eventually breaks out, that's going to be a problem for us again if he's seen walking around with us because we're suddenly harboring a fugitive. We would need him to get out on legitimate grounds if we turn him in and kept him around.
So, what is the
I-
punishment for the crime that he has committed?
I mean, there is a chance that they might want blood to make an example out of him. Zaliel, to remind you of what Zaliel had pointed out, I forget exactly how much he wanted to point out. So if you do turn him in, he said he's confident he probably has a way of talking himself out. He's thinking that, well, if I die, I might be a martyr for a cause, and that's probably something that they can't afford. So he's going to use... so that's one point of leverage that he could begin to use.
If
Instead-
I have an idea, and this is out of character rather than in character, perhaps the best way to approach this situation is to offer to bring him to the noble house, where we've been hired for a contract or returning for reward. He feels confident he can escape, and rather than going in the house and disappearing, hopefully we make it through the gates. Or if we're stopped by the guards at the gates, we can ask them to escort us there. Stand outside the house, and when they throw their accusations against us, open up the bag of holding and just pour out all the ant heads.
Remind me, Jorah, if you don't mind, going off of what Bones just said. Which house is Goldsmith associated with again? Is he associated with Steel because of the
Yes.
mine?
Yep.
Okay.
He's an administrator for the House of Steel. Yes.
That might be a very bad idea, Bones, if we go straight to the Steel Manor. The reason being, we know they have the shard. They probably, I get the feeling they must know we're collecting shards at this point. There's no way they haven't. If we know, they must know because they have better resources than we do. That sounds like walking into a trap that they didn't even know they needed a set.
I agree.
Yes, but that's why I said outside rather than inside the building, because there are the protesters, and if we publicly
Wasn't I
show
the
that
one that was
the
given
mines
that
are
mission?
Sorry, Ash. Can you repeat?
Wasn't I the one that was given that mission?
Which mission?
Like to collect the shards, like wasn't it told personally towards like very few of us?
I mean, technically, we were all given that mission. I was
we were
given
all
that mission by Dad through my visions,
Yeah, the
and then you
Oh.
guys all signed the contract. That's what the contract is about, right, Jorah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Technically, I wasn't there to sign
Ah.
the contract, but
So, okay. I feel like we still haven't come to a decision. So, are we going to the manor? Are we taking Zaliel as a dead corpse? Are we turning Zaliel in?
I personally don't like going directly to the manor yet, not until we're ready to confront them about the shard. Because if we walk in with those shards and they know about it, we're targets on our back, and I'd rather not go there until we're actually ready for that conflict and have the other house, at least one of the other houses behind us, especially if we can link them to the rebellion, because it's their mines. I would really love to have that card for negotiations, but that's just my vote. My vote would probably be either be just turn him in regularly or fake his death.
So, step one, leave the mine. Step two, either fake Zaliel's death or turn him in.
Yeah, that's my vote.
What does everybody think about
You want
that?
to skip down?
I don't know if I want to skip town.
I don't think I do
You'd always
either.
send me back down into mine looking for something.
Because I feel like the shards are going to be in this area. We've already found 2 in this area. We know the House of Steel probably has 1.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, we already know Droogle is going to find one eventually. And because of that, I want to keep my eyes on Droogle, even if he doesn't know I'm keeping my eyes on him. Because I'm going to be ready to intercept that.
Is that a fortune or what's going on?
That was a vision. That wasn't just a fortune. That was a vision I had. I actually had the vision of him finding it.
Okay.
In a fish, if I remember. In a fish that he gutted, if I remember correctly.
Yep, a fish that he caught because it was emanating electricity, and he wanted to get down to the bottom of what the heck was happening.
I do not
But
remember.
was it at the edge of town or was it in some other location?
Out at sea.
If I remember correctly, it was in the pier for the docks, right? Like the
Nope,
docks of this city.
It was actually out at it was out at sea on a fishing barge. Like,
right, it was out
he
at sea, but he had to come back to town to bring it to the council.
Yep, effectively yes.
Found it at sea, but then returned with it to Veer.
I wonder how.
My
long
goal
that
is to
fishing
intercept
gonna be.
before he gets to the council. And I have my plan at the ready.
What are Droogle's feelings about us right now? Is he like feel like he has some camaraderie with us, or?
Well, you guys definitely fought together. Hobgoblins do have a bit of a warrior culture. They do.
Slavery one, if I remember
Do you
correctly.
think we can convince him or change the future and convince him to not bring it to the council if he gets any
My goal,
interesting fish or unique fish, we could say,
Possibly.
right?
and just buy it from him?
That was my goal. Actually, was going to be intercept him on the way to the council and just straight up offer him. I have like 553 gold. I was just going to offer him 500 gold.
Yeah, we can start implementing this plan sooner and just try to get him to inform us instead of us having to watch him.
Yeah,
kinda want
I mean,
fishing.
I would like to be friends with him, but my plan is just in case it doesn't work out that way and he doesn't give a shit about us.
Oh, of course. Always need to back up.
Because he always, at the very least, he seems pragmatic. That's after all, he did leave his town because he wasn't happy with it, if I remember correctly.
Yep. He wants freedom. He wants to choose his own destiny, effectively, and control of his own life.
Pyre, Stefan, what do y'all feel?
I think the fishing situation, Pyre's pretty hands off. He's trying to befriend the guy because one, he was interested in before he was destined for something, and the other is simply if he's destined for something, then maybe he's worth investing effort into. As to what you guys are doing, he does not have the appearance of interfering or joining in with the plan in terms of input or interference. So Pyre's pretty neutral. He's friendly, but not a let's do plans within plans sort of thing.
I kind of want to go fishing with the guy. No cap.
And then step him back and throw him in the river?
Eat him, see a dead body, gets hungry.
I mean, like,
2 people on a ship.
we are in the ocean, and I can hold breath.
But what if you do that and it changes fate and he doesn't catch it?
If he doesn't catch it, maybe I did,
Or
put it in my bag
maybe
to hold,
both just
and
never
nothing
find
was
it.
ever found.
You're just a fisherman. You're like, we'll catch it someday.
My Moby Dick.
Yeah, like do what you want. I'm just poking holes.
What if you've already changed fate?
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. Every time you look at it, it changes. But whatever.
We have a idea. It's something to
Just
plan.
see where we go.
You will have to
So
remind
then,
me,
like,
Jordan.
right now.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, right now, where exactly are we? We like
You're still in the mines. Basically,
One thing you have to remind me,
We're
Jordan.
right at the exit, correct?
effectively, yeah.
You mentioned, because I asked at the time, and I had that vision. You mentioned a time frame, a rough time frame he would find this fish. I remember that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
So right now it's in the spring, and he
summertime?
finds it during the spring. So it's possibly this spring, it might be the next spring, but it's around springtime. The rebellion was also around springtime as well.
And if I remember correctly, at the very least, you said he did not look significantly older when he found it. So
Correct.
we're probably talking a few years at the most. I don't remember hobgoblin lifespans. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I feel like we've already changed fate into the prophecy.
But of course, that's what Secret does.
So we are the ones who went into the mine and who have changed this guy's ideas into becoming a fisherman, basically.
Right.
Which means that it's probably going to be this summer.
I agree. I also personally think the rebellion is going to be this spring too.
I think there's going to be a lot of things happening very soon. Because Zygon's coming, and we have to get ready.
And the question then goes back to, I personally think the immediate question goes back to Zaliel.
Mhm.
Because we know that Drugel is not going to find this fish tomorrow.
Mhm.
So what do we do with Zaliel today?
I understand the Zaliel question.
Definitely down for the dead body.
Yeah, we should just eat him. That's right. That's the answer to everything. Just, what happened to the evidence? Oh no! Big old pot belly. If we did all this work to get the heads, Zorg, what is your opinion on the head gathering?
What do you mean?
We want that
harvested
money.
the ant heads to get ant heads to get a reward. It's like a side quest while we're there.
Mhm.
You seemed extremely enthusiastic about it, but maybe I was misreading that. Is that important to you at all to get any reward for the heads?
I would like to get a reward, but it is not mandatory. But I feel like it is.
No, it is. We did the work.
Need to
There's
do.
no reason not to get the reward.
Yeah, it is absolutely
Yeah.
mandatory we get that money because we did the work. And if they try to screw us, I will bring down the entire fucking church on them.
The problem
I need
Secret,
resources.
is that we have to interact with House Still to get the reward. So it's not about the shard, it's about the ant heads in the short term.
I just had an idea. Do you think we could convince Zygon that the House of Steel stole our Shard of Thunder?
I don't think he's that stupid.
I have no intention of getting into politics, but if Daddy wants more, I'm not going to hide things from him.
Because that could be our trump card if we really need to.
Yeah, if that house has two different churches against it of two major religions in the area, they might buckle or get desperate and make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much about the churches; it's about the gods. The churches are just the people, the pests.
Yes, but guess who
gods
acts
are the
on
shapers and
behest of the
movers.
gods?
I'm always saying it's because of my people. Fucking gods.
Fuck them gods.
Oh yeah, but I am never going to try to manipulate Zygon. That feels like a great way to end the game immediately. You guys are welcome to, but I have a very close attachment to him.
I'm just saying, if need come.
Oh, it's a great backup plan. It's one of those, say we all get arrested and they're planning our execution, do whatever we can to make it more than a week from now. So when Zygon shows up, he's like, oh, sorry. Oh, my son's in jail to be executed, and I need things from him. Yeah. Smash, smash.
Huh?
Remember what I did to that other city-state? Remember how I incinerated it? You want the same thing to happen here?
Exactly.
I just feel like we're going to end up losing the shards here.
Oh, that's going to happen.
As long as it's not getting flooded, because
we are not losing our shards. I will make sure of that.
Now, if we want to be tongue-in-cheek, what if we split the party? Because some of the party could hold the shards, and the rest of the party can go and do the exchange with the heads and with rogue party member, and if one gets caught, the other doesn't, and we can figure things out.
I too love
Do we
Tolkien's
trust
Lord of the
the
Rings
governor?
bones.
I believe that if we're going to do that, Ash should have a shard.
I literally do not care who carries the shard. The problem is I've told the god where it is, and he's coming.
So,
So
can we split the shard up again?
if you give Pyre your bag of holding, he will give you the shard because the two don't play nice together.
No, it was mainly the crystals that were put inside of that bag of holding.
Well,
The
Yes.
crystal.
And do we want to take out the about to explode volatile crystals while a shard is around? No.
Maybe.
No, we do not.
Maybe.
although
Do you want to blow up Ash?
Well, you know,
theoretically, if we don't want to lose our crystals or our shards, then our best bet would to convince Zygon that if he helps us with the House of Steel, that shard is his, and that's the one he's promised.
Yeah.
That
There's also the
I think-
shard you have, Secret, and I don't think Zygon cares which one he gets.
Oh yeah, but what he doesn't understand is I'm not his son, and I'm keeping that.
what he doesn't know won't hurt him.
Oh, I'm not about hiding it. He's gonna know it's there. It's a god. There's no way I can hide that. I think he's gonna know. He's gonna sense it. These are divine
Still, that's like
energies.
tingling and attuning, right?
Well, that and these shards themselves are divine energies from everything we know about them. They literally have the ability to potentially uplift somebody to godhood. To me, that smells divine, and I'm sure a god nearby a divine thing is gonna know what a divine thing smells like. There's
In
no
short,
hiding these.
Ash, Pyre intends to give a shard for safekeeping to a god, so we don't get hunted down and they don't get yoinked from us. Better to know where it is than to have it go out into the world and make more gods. However,
Yeah, that's not a problem. I was just wondering if we're trying to hide the shards from
you have way better
wherever we're
stealth.
going,
You have way
could
better
we
stealth.
trust someone else?
I
With
trust
the
No.
my
party.
dad.
Outside of the god, like outside of like Zygon and Sarkava, or either the churches under their god's rule, I don't think we can trust any bystanders with these shards.
Yeah,
They are
and
way
even
too
then, I
dangerous,
don't
and
trust
Secret
them.
has made his opinion on that very, very clear several times. That this is our mission. These are my visions.
So again, as for possession, Ash, you weren't there, and I did not expect to have this conversation, but it did happen, and Pyre went with what he would have said. But it's also, he doesn't have to carry it, but do expect there to be a missing shard from you or Secret or whatever we find in the meantime, roughly a week from now in terms of game time, not out of real life time. That means that if Pyre steals one of your guys' shards, he doesn't get another. Next shard we find, whatever, it goes to whoever in the party makes the strongest case or whatever. But it's not going to be Pyre who gets it.
Zorg wants a shard.
I feel
Ash and
either
Zorg,
the
fight,
shards
fight.
need to go to powerful places and separate. No two in one place.
So we have Secret with a shard and we have Pyre with a shard right now, correct?
Yes. Ash
Correct.
has the bag. Has the crystals that tend to explode and were very much threatening to explode while the crystal was in them. So, while the shard was next to them in the bag. So, please, oh please, oh please, do not put the explosive stuff in the bag of holding next to the shard that is prone to making things explode.
Okay.
You guys know you want to see a black hole.
You want to see a black hole?
Also, Pyre just said that he has one in the moment and that he'll wait in Veer, I believe. So even if we lose both and the House of Still takes it, I can literally just point to the House of Still and say, "Go get him, Dad."
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah,
much
no, we're
about
not giving these
it,
up.
anything like. So what are we doing then?
Okay, so my idea is Ash takes a shard, Secret keeps his shard. Zaliel goes with Ash. We do the fake body plan. Me, Secret, Pyre, and Stefan all go and talk to either the manager of the
Talking about to
mine,
get our money, right?
yeah, the guy who gave us the mission, or the man.
Guy who gave us the mission would be the one. No reason to go to the manor. That's why I was trying to reference why I said the manor.
Yeah,
House
no,
still
I
occupies
agree.
The same place.
No, it was not. We were in the business district.
Business district. Yeah, not the place where the shard is, but where the place is we made the deal.
Okay.
Ash, the problem with that is you cannot carry both the shard and the bag of holding next to each other. By golly, you will die.
Yo, yeah,
So
I
if
understand that. I'm not
loan
trying
it
to
to
like carry
someone
the
else.
shard.
I don't care who
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is, but
it's fine. I'm not arguing with that. I'm not trying to carry a shard. Like I haven't been trying to get a shard right now. I'm definitely down to do
like
whatever we need to do. Moving.
okay, I may have misheard. I thought Ash was going to take the shard as well in this plan, so my only concern was Ash should give the bag of holding to someone else, Pyre gives the shard back to Ash, and then we do the plan. That's all.
I feel that we should not bring both shards to the House of Steel, just in case it's true. Because we still have to comply with our request from Zygon to give him a shard, just in case everything goes to shit.
We have a high level mage who knows how to wander the sewers.
You talking about Stefan?
Stefan's charge.
Monica.
Monica with a dimensional door and an aspect for wandering into weird places.
I would also like to point out, I'm sure John would point this out too. He also has his genie chest.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
What's a
We
genie
can
chest? Can
safely keep
anybody?
one in that dimensional space. And I would suggest that a place for the third one would be with Monica's stepmother. She's a very powerful individual and runs a city-state and has ways of protecting it.
Is Stefan quiet for anyone else?
Yeah.
Super quiet.
Oh, sorry. I have my mic sitting back away. Is that better?
Yep, that
Little
is.
bit.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
I
I'm
agree with
sorry, I had it sitting
200%.
back. Let me make sure we've got it up. Oh, yeah, it was really turned down too.
Oh, there we go.
That's
Yeah.
much better. Thank you.
Yeah,
Way
sorry,
better.
I had it turned way down for some reason. Probably just moving it did that. Anyway, yeah, I do have my genie place I can put it after we get that barrel of oil out of there. And I would suggest that if we acquire a third one, Monica's stepmother, my patron, Elwyn, is a leader of the city-state of Ashenvale and an archmage. She has many, many powers and could protect it easily. It would be a good idea to possibly leave one in her care in the future.
Jorah, can you
Is
bring up the
she a
world map?
god?
Oh, are you guys not on the world map? No, you're not. Okay. Boop,
No,
boop,
we're in the
boop.
tunnel still. I want to see where Ashenvale is compared to where we are.
It's pretty far.
It's not
Probably a good
that far.
distance away.
It's up here.
Yeah.
Oh, by my neck of the woods.
Yep.
I would like to say Stefan. The main reason I trust the party
That's
at
not
this
weird.
point, or at least Pyre does, is because we're under contract with the god. However, while I'm sure she's an upright and good ruler,
I am
I would
telling you,
argue
I do not see any of the gods getting more than one of them.
that'd be great. Is she a
That
god?
leads to a quest by a god to get them all.
I have
If they're all
foolishly-
scattered, they can't get that greed going.
I have no idea if she's a god or not.
No, she's not technically,
She's not
right?
a god.
Technically, no.
Archmage.
Archmage is great, but I would very much caution against giving someone in power an item that they understand.
I also
Um,
disagree with
She has
that.
powers beyond most archmages.
She is definitely capable of protecting, but what if she uses it herself? We would have the difference between bumbling bumpkin of a god versus a archmage who got turned into a god.
You can't turn into the god with one of them.
Oh, that'd be great to know. I was not
That's
sure.
my opinion. That's why people are trying to acquire more than one. If you could turn into a god with one, don't you think there'd be a god in the House of Steel right now?
Yeah,
That's a
I think
scary
right now
image.
it is kind of implied that you need the whole thing to actually ascend to godhood proper. Maybe not as many if you're already a demigod, but that's just a working theory.
Good idea. Then let's make a small thing. If Zarkava agrees to your suggestion, Stefan, let's do it. As long as we have a god who says, yeah, it's okay, go give it to her. All means, yes, let's do it.
I trust gods about as much as I trust men.
Yeah, but we'll have a backer who knows what we're doing already.
Just in case we.
That would only be
run
for, say, the third one or the fourth one. We need to find places for the rest of them,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure there are more than 3 or 4.
We cannot keep carrying shards.
We know
They're
the
so-
location of 3 of them already, and we know that there's a 4th one coming up from the fishermen. And we
And
don't
they're
know how
all near
many more there
Veer.
may be.
Going after the gods.
Actually,
Zorg
Stefan
can-
brings up a really good point. We actually have zero idea what the actual total number of these things are.
Yeah, what if there's more? Because they definitely fade in and out based on distance.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I get the feeling that not all of them are in Veer. That would absolutely be way too convenient and ridiculous if they were all in Veer.
But
Well,
is
We're gonna have
Sure,
to leave this
I-
country eventually,
I think
even
Fair
if it's a
enough.
couple years out.
Skip
a
down.
quarter of them are at least in Veer. There's probably like 5 in Veer.
Wait, there's oh dear, I thought we had a number. This is
No, we
like
have no
collecting all
number.
101 Pokemon and finding out there's more.
There could be 100, there could be 20, there could be 10.
I am going to murder Zarkava in a year. I'm just going to like walk in and
So
just
Cobbett gave us no information.
Well, he never told you there was only 1 or 2 of them.
I'm going to murder him.
I feel like that's a very important question we should ask him next time we meet.
Yes.
Bones getting tricked by a god? What's new? Sorry, Bones.
Yeah, that is really clever stuff, guys.
Alright.
Anyways, have we started the session? I think we have a general
Yes.
idea of we want to get the. Are we recording?
Oh yes, I
Yes.
have been recording.
Great. So we find a way to turn in the heads. We separate and protect the shards. We turn one over to Zygon, and we continue the investigations. Is there any other things we want to do while we're in Veer besides those things while we wait?
I don't think any of that's going to be just that simple as hand waving at Bones.
Absolutely not. But giving people the opportunity to say they want to do something,
I do not
even if
believe
it's just a
Zorg
passing
is-
interest.
Well,
You basically are going to have downtime activities right after resolving the conclusion of your second quest.
Zorg will state this though. Zorg will not be going
Right.
towards Ashenvale. If
With
you
all
go
that
towards
gold
Ashenvale.
in our pockets, we'll need to go shopping.
shopping's always good. Shopping
I know I
montage,
definitely want to
ladies.
learn a little bit more stuff from the Plague Doctor.
All right. So what is the precise... So, first off, answering the questions in precise order. So, what is the final consensus on what you want to do with Zaliel?
I think we're making a dead body.
I think the dead body right now.
Okay.
Ashton down the
The only
corridor
problem
and
with
look
the
for
dead
the
body
mangled
thing is
body.
he's going to turn up sooner or later, and they're going to realize that was a fake.
We don't need forever.
Maybe he's a demigod and came back from the dead.
We need a few weeks.
It always
Alright.
be his twin brother who comes looking for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm the demigod of my god. Dad is the god of fate, not the god of truth. I don't have to tell the truth about shit.
Tell me more about it. Where does it come from, DM? I've seen those outhouses. I think they're out of bounds. They go beyond mortal comprehension.
Oh,
Always
Jesus.
going in, never coming out. Doesn't make sense.
It wasn't designed to make sense. Alright. So Zaliel is going to fake a dead body. Alright. Who's going to help him?
Well,
I
we'll just find one of the minor bodies that's been
Zor will not be
acidized before we leave, and put his clothes on it and
Okay.
drag it
I
out
would-
with us and ask where we can put the dead one. That everybody
remember-
didn't make it.
If I remember correctly, I am trained in medicine. I may be able to use my medicine skills to help make the body a little bit more convincing in terms of at least giving it similar physical marks that would match Zaliel to pass a better inspection.
Okay. Are you gonna go back down into the mines and try to find a body? Or are you
Oh
going...
no, I'm gonna let them fucking do it. Are you fucking kidding me? No, bring it to me.
There was the
I'm done with it.
massacre in the forest.
It wasn't a massacre.
Okay.
It was the one body. Was it a one body? I don't, or
it was
wait,
a
was it a
group of
massacre? I don't
three.
remember.
A group of three
dead
bodies, a group
right
of
at
three.
the entrance where we are.
Yeah, aren't there dead people
Just
around
take one
here?
of those and pour a little acid on it so it looks like it's acid.
You know, all we have to do is.
I mean, I
Change
can
this-
always bite its head off.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a good thought. The ant got away with the head.
I wish that Zaliel was here because I do have something I do want to.
So, Secret
for
Dream
him.
does not condone the use of cannibalism, and will be required. I know he does.
But I'm hungry.
God, you haven't changed at all in a month.
It's
So, I guess I'll just start sniffing the air to see if I can, smell a dead body.
there should be a couple of them near the entrance because some of them made it this far to die.
No, actually, well, you do remember the general location of where they were. They were off the road, basically. They weren't coming to the mine.
Oh yes,
They seem to be going out of the mine.
we can grab one of those. They should be good and rotten by now. Nobody would want to examine it closely, especially
Rotten
with no
on
head.
top. Rotten with acid on top of it.
No, we don't have to have acid. Just take the head off.
No,
I agree. I think Ash has the right idea. We get rid of the head, and then nobody can tell whose body it was, and we put
At least let me give it
Zaliel's
proper.
clothes on it. And
At least let me give it proper burial rites before you desecrate it, or at least funeral rites. I shouldn't say burial, but it ease my conscience a little bit.
you'll also need to make their skin gray to mimic an ASMR, at least Zaliel's ASMR.
Not too difficult. If I could use medicine to
oh,
see if
by
I can
now
figure.
the skin's a little rotting anyway, so we can make it faked.
Well, they've been dead for about 12 hours at most at this point, so it's
Oh,
definitely not
okay.
rotting.
They're fairly fresh then,
Yep.
unless
Yeah.
those guards ate them.
I don't think so. Would I be able to use a medicine check to figure out how maybe we could gray the skin a little bit in a more natural way besides paint?
Are we sure the squirrel didn't get it?
Alright. I
The
believe-
squirrel went off in a different direction, so maybe. Oh wait, no, we did hear screaming guards, so maybe it was them. I forgot about that squirrel.
I thought the squirrel died.
Yeah, the squirrel
We don't
did die.
know.
It definitely mauled some guards. It didn't kill any guards. It mauled some guards and possibly mauled some dead bodies. But you'll see when you get there. But this
But
is
yeah,
the
can I
plan.
roll a medicine check for graying the skin?
Roll it with advantage. Zaliel is going to help you, and then add a +5 because Zaliel has done this before. He's faked his own death before.
How about a nat 20 plus 5?
A 31, a nat 20,
Yeah.
31.
That's pretty
All
good.
right. You, so you're all done with the mines, right? You're gonna be going off to the
Yeah, I
bodies.
think we're gonna go to check out these bodies.
Okay. Yeah. You can definitely see that one of the bodies looks like it was mauled by something with very tiny buck teeth, essentially.
Jesus Christ.
It's with Zaliel's expertise. He's definitely dealt with dead bodies before, and he gives you a little bit of pointers on how to gray the skin, probably a little unsettlingly so. He seems a bit too knowledgeable on how to make a dead body look believably like himself. Perhaps he hasn't done it once. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, God.
But you see...
Multiple times.
But at the end of it, it believably looks like a gray ASMR. And the head is damaged beyond recognition.
If it wasn't, it will be.
As I'm standing pretty close, I'm like, you gotta teach me that trick. And they hear my stomach rumble.
I put Ash to sleep. Do I even know sleep? Hold up. I don't know sleep. Well, it's only one thing left to do. Cast Sanctuary in the body so he can't bite it. I'm not going to actually do that. I am tempted. But I only have one
Hassan
spell
will
left.
pull Ash aside and talk to him and whisper to him, Ash, toes and fingers make nice snacks and nobody ever misses them on a body.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You can't hear this, okay?
I know! I'm asking John!
I play another character that only survived because he devoured the rest of his crewmates on a trip across the frozen ice.
God.
And snacks on fingers. But he pickles them first. He doesn't do them like Ash does.
I
Right.
start building a fire and stick them on sticks. Weenies, anyone?
I'll do the actual like funeral rites for this person before we
There's
turn him
several
into
of
somebody
them
else.
here. There's not just one. There's several.
I know, but I'm doing them all just more so
Okay,
out of duty to
Just
my
to
god.
make sure that you are
Yeah.
not just picking the one that.
No, but
desecrating.
I am starting with that one.
As he starts doing that, I start going to the other bodies and start chopping off fingers and toes, putting them in my pockets.
Dear God, dear Father, please just. I don't know why you picked him. Why? Why?
You don't know what he's doing unless you spot him doing it. And he's pretty
Ugh.
sneaky.
He is pretty sneaky.
And you
You
didn't
guys-
hear what I told him.
No, but the player can wish and have thoughts.
You guys are not traveling alone with the party. There are definitely some other people with you. Basically the group of miners, Drugel, Boris, Mason, and Frankie, along with the two mercenary guards, Jacques, Sheen, and the Overseer are all traveling with you, going back to Veer as well.
So they're all seeing us.
Essentially, yes. Well, you could probably just send them off on the way. You can send them off on the way.
Well, tell them
Yeah.
they got to take care of these dead bodies and they should go ahead. Give
Okay.
them a proper funeral. But they don't need to
Yeah.
hang around to do it.
No.
That'll get rid of most of the civilians, the two guards, they do stick around and say, "Poor bastards, you need some help pulling the bodies away? I guess this is our job."
You don't really have to. There's enough of us. You guys have been through a lot. I hand each of them 5 gold pieces and say, go into town and sit down at the tavern and order some ale, and we'll be there to help you drink it pretty soon.
Each of them 5 gold?
Yeah. I think I've got enough gold. Let me check real fast.
You probably.
I know we don't have a lot of gold. Oh, yeah, we got enough gold. I'll give them 5 gold apiece.
Yeah. They take the gold. Jacques begins flipping them. Yeah, sure,
That way
whatever.
you guys can get the party started for us. When we get there, we'll join you.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You want to find us? You'll find us at Bugsy's Tavern, alright? Come on, let's go, Sheen. And he drags the guy away. Sheen.
Not Shing, but Sheen. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Never
sorry.
trust those guards anyway. They live a life of poverty and everything. Might have one of them being one of those necrotic guys that desecrates bodies in a strange way.
Out of character. I assume we have not swapped shard and holding bag yet. Pyre will speak up and he'll say, I'm not burying bodies. I think we're done here. I'm going to go with the guards. Where you want to meet up when you get in town.
Repeat the question, Bones.
We can meet up at the
I
tavern.
do not want to do funeral services. It is below me. I'm going to town. When do you want to meet up when you're done with whatever you're doing here?
We don't need to bury him. There's always cremation.
That takes longer.
If you want to meet up, we have the tavern, and where was the inn that we were staying in?
You stay at the church, I believe.
Where would you feel more comfortable discussing certain events?
Sorry, you were cutting in and out. Could you repeat that?
Where do you feel more comfortable talking about certain events?
Secret, you know the town the best.
No, there's always the church. I can always sequester a private place. If you don't want the church involved, then honestly, your best bet is probably going to be Plague Doctor's little tavern he likes to hang out in.
Yep.
They already
the
deal with all
Alright.
kind of suspicious stuff.
I will go to the church temple, the church of Sarkava, where we met Secret. And if I'm not there for unforeseen reasons or something's interfering or I'm turned away, I will go to the Plague Doctor's meeting area we went to previously. And if that also does not work, I am likely held against my own will.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you guys a thumbs up and starts walking off.
Alright. Alright. And since you didn't make the exchange, you've got a lightning shard right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I did my best to let Ash speak up, but he hasn't.
Oh, it's fine. I don't need to do an exchange. I plan on keeping these shards with me. I don't know if I can get money out of them, or if I'm going to keep them for the Plague Doctor right now.
Yeah, we did make
Wait.
it out of mine with him.
You mean the mana crystals? Don't forget that those are Frankie's. You gonna steal from a kid?
Zorg will call out to Pyre and ask him for the shard.
Like you didn't ask for it.
Pyre turns, narrows his eyes. DM, is any NPCs left?
Just
At
Monica.
this point, Yeah, probably just Monica. Like the NPC guards are right at the edge. Like if you wanted to travel with them, now is probably your last chance to haul her out and just to call them to wait up. But if not, then they're gone as well, and you'll be off
I
alone.
can catch up to him. I'm not concerned. I'll beckon Zorg to me, and when he's not outside of shouting distance, I'll ask him why.
Zorg will tell him that it is unsafe to travel alone with the shard and that it needs to stay within the group.
All right. Pyre will nod. You're under the watch of Sirkava and under contract, I understand. Here. And he offers you the shard. Grits his teeth a bit.
Zorg will say, "Thank you, Pyre, for thinking about the group," and he will slowly reach over to grab the shard.
It's like getting
Roll a
someone to grab an
1d20.
electric fence.
Roll a 1d20, Zorg.
Just a regular 1d20?
Yep, just a regular 1d20, just like all the rest.
I got a 5.
Okay, you immediately take 2d8. I forget what the modifier was. I think it was probably a 4 or a 5. I'm gonna go 4. 2d8 plus 4 damage. You take 15 lightning damage as you just get electrocuted. We just hear, like, you guys just hear a loud surge of electricity as you just hear, and Zorg falls to the ground. The guards come back. The guards are dashing over.
Pocketing that shard, so help me.
What's going on? What's the problem? What's with the orc? You have a seizure or something? And we just see Zorg just kind of twitching.
No, it's a magical misfunction. The defensive barrier broke. I told him not to abuse it.
He was going into a rage, and that's the way he stops it without killing people. You better get out of here
Daggers
before he
shooting at
wakes up.
Stefan.
They look at both of you. What? One of you make a deception roll with advantage. Whichever one.
Okay. That sounds like my kind of thing.
It does.
There you
Like,
go.
they just kind of look at each other. They look down at Zorg.
Twitching.
What? Yes, twitching a little bit. What are you doing right now? You're slowly beginning to regain control of your body after being electrocuted.
Zorg will yell out, sorry. Zorg yells out, "Fuck," and then he begins to wildly wiggle on the ground.
Well, I have no clue how to process this, but this is kind of funny to watch, admittedly.
All right. Pyre will shrug, turn to the others, and say, "Let's go get that drink." Starts walking off.
Well, I've seen enough pissed off orcs to know I probably shouldn't bother with this. So, yeah, let's go, buddy. And you guys
work
walk
on 'em.
away.
I am gonna go to the overseer. Oh wait, were we supposed to wait a certain amount of time? I don't remember before we go see the get our money.
You can go immediately if you want.
Well, the overseer asked for time to speak to them first, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he is going off
Give him
first,
time
so
to get there.
yeah, you
All
could
right.
give him a couple of more hours if you want.
Do we
Yeah,
want
I can do
to
it.
have a funeral pyre for these poor dead souls that we're not going to take with us?
Yeah, that's my plan.
That's
Zorg's
good.
gonna mention how none of y'all told him that the shard shocks the shit out of you.
You actually saw you saw it electrocute or no wait, you heard it electrocute Secret, so you actually could have inferred that.
Also, I believe Pyre was as well shocked when he took it, at least to some degree. It may not have been damaged, but there was definitely a discharge of sorts.
Good
I
to know.
think you succeeded. You and Ash, I want to say both of you succeeded.
Maybe, but doesn't there still have like a popper at least? Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while. Anyways, there's at least
I
one
felt a
incident.
slight tingle.
Maybe that was it. I felt the tingle, and then I just assumed that everyone else could, because I'm the center of the universe.
Yeah, I believe you felt a tingle. Ash felt a tingle as well, but Zorg and Secret both got electrocuted.
Would you have believed me if I told you, Zorg? I don't want to find out. Best just let the kid touch the stove.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see what happened.
That's a lot of
Also,
damage.
could have been totally fine. Like, I didn't know it would happen.
15 damage.
Do you need a health potion?
Nah, I'm good. Sword's beefy.
Ash, do you just have a bunch of fingers and toes in your inventory now?
Let's see, how many people were there? There was 3. That's
Yeah, just
30.
Yep, that's
All right. Yeah,
30 fingers,
30
30
toes.
toes. Not counting the ones you were munching on.
Yeah.
$50 toes
Okay.
and fingers.
So, are you nibbling on any of the toes or fingers?
Not in front of the guards, but yeah. If we're gonna start walking, I'm just gonna hang back to not fully make everybody feel uncomfortable. If not everybody knows that I took those toes and fingers. Unless everybody saw that, it just depends on how everybody wants to feel about it.
You see Monica hang back with you, and she just starts asking you, like, questions based off... She just starts asking you a variety of different questions, like... Oh, what do you prefer? Do you prefer fresh prey, or do you prefer... Or do you prefer prey that's been out for a little while? And she just starts asking you a bunch of questions related to you eating these corpses, basically.
Nice. I'm like, if they've been out there for a little while, they've been seasoned a little bit better. So, you just let the sun naturally cook them a little bit and gives them a little bit more of a crunch every now and then.
Oh, fascinating! And she's very excitedly taking notes.
If it's dried, it's better. I guess it'd be like jerky for humans or dried fish.
Alright. You guys are taking notes. I'm assuming that we've sped through, like, the funeral pyre and the rites and the dead body, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I start heading back about an hour after the, the superintendent gets his head start to get back and say wonderful things about us.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Zorg has the heads, though. We're going to need him there. At the very least, the bag.
Doesn't Ash still have the bag?
I believe Ash.
Yeah, I thought I had the bag.
Oh, Ash has it? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I forget I said that. Change it to Ash.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let Pyre keep the crystal, and I was just gonna keep the bag.
Alright. Are you going to take Zaliel with you, have him throw on a disguise, and also are you going to
he
take
needs
the...
to disguise himself too.
Yeah.
Obviously, he still looks like Zaliel.
The next question is, are you going to leave the dead body there to be found, or are you going to take it with you?
Well, we'll bring the body is supposed to be Zaliel.
Okay.
We'll carry it back to
Mm-hmm.
see if we can arrange for a funeral for him.
Okay. All right. I think he's got a disguise kit.
And on the other dead bodies, we'll look for any identification and turn it into the town guard so that they can notify their families.
As we're walking back,
Okay.
I reach into my bag of holding and get the flask that Zaliel and I were sharing while we were walking after we'd gotten away with a stealing shut. And I'm slightly crying and putting it on towards the body, showing emotion, missing my drinking buddy.
What's in your drinking buddy? Wait, who's your drinking buddy again?
Zaliel.
Oh, Zaliel is your drinking. Oh, okay. Did you guys share a flask? I don't remember that.
I think we did. Whenever, I don't know if it was before we went into the castle and he had stolen the people, or if it was after he had stolen the people and we were like slightly celebrating for just being thieves.
Oh, okay. All right, I don't remember that. Okay. All right. So you put on the theatrics. You're crying over your dead friend. Anyone else react over Zaliel's death?
I'm playing it straight. Neutral.
Zorg also plays it straight. Zorg actually looks a little bit mad still.
All right. And Monica's looking over the dead body. She seems to be writing about something on her notebook. Okay. All right. So first things first. Pyre. You're traveling with the two guards, Jacques and Sheen. You make it to the gates of the town. And when you left and entered, when you first entered this town, the gates were open, but now you see that the gates are currently closed. The guard, do you want to walk up, or are you going to let one of the guards next to you walk up and address the town guards that are currently stationed over the closed gates?
All right, so the guards up there, do they even look at me, or are they like I am invisible at this point, DM?
They basically look at you. You are the 8-foot tall dragonborn, so they're kind of focused on the big guy right now.
If they speak up, that's fine, but Pyre intends to be the one to speak simply because why let someone lesser than him speak for him?
Okay.
So he approaches the gate, not knocking or pushing or standing in front of it, but just a comfortable angle to look up at the guards. Taps his foot. Looks up at the sun, looks back at the guard. It's midday, right?
Let's see.
Oh, am I wrong?
So you
It's a
guys
good question.
left. So you guys left in the morning, I believe. It took around, I think it was 5 hours. So it's easily 10 hours. So it's actually getting towards dusk right now.
All right. Are the gates closed for the evening?
Not necessarily. What purpose do you have in Veer?
Trade and contracts, as well
Trade and
as
contracts.
participating in the festival.
Trade and contracts, as well as participating in the festival. And could we get your identities, please?
I am Pyre, the son of innovation.
Pyre. Ah, yes. Pyre. Let's see.
Have we given our group a name yet?
No, you were going to give your guys a name much later on, after some adventures.
Okay.
Pyre.
Could
Thing
be
is,
bug squashers.
Pyre would stick out like a sore thumb, and you definitely would have been over there.
He
at the
doesn't have a hood
administration.
on or something. Like, he is not hiding, DM.
Yeah.
The big thing is he's relatively alone. He has two
Yeah.
guards who I assume have symbols from the house still with him.
Yeah.
So, would they recognize him, or would they question him on why he left without coming with the same people? Like, what would the guards do? What's their policy? I want to find these things out before the party runs into it.
Okay. So you are abnormally large for a dragonborn, I believe, because you are.
Yes, and I do not look like a normal dragonborn.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with me, but there's that uncanny valley of dragonborn, but maybe he's from a different land because he doesn't look like the locals.
So you would stick out quite a bit, but there are a lot of creatures and races and other things that are in Veer.
Absolutely.
So oddities and exotics are not that unusual. You did identify yourself as Pyre, son of Zygon, or son of innovation.
The son of innovation. I could do the god of innovation, but he's trying to downplay the god part.
They say, one of them speaks up and says, "Oi, what you with that weird gray guy? If I remember correctly, you left town with him, right?"
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Any idea how little that narrows it down? Okay, feign ignorance. Okay,
I'm not saying I was with that gray guy until he tells me which gray guy, DM.
Okay. What's his name? Zanzabar? Was it Zanzabar? I know.
I do not know a Zanzabar.
What's this guy's name again? They were just talking about it earlier. I think his name was Zaliel. Yeah, that name. You seen a Zaliel, big buddy?
I've seen the trial at the Temple of Zaliel as the potential. Well, it was temple business, but he was given the punishment for his crimes.
I see.
Is this the Zaliel you refer to, or?
Yeah. So have you seen any hide or hair of Zaliel recently?
Looks around. I left town with him. I have not returned with him.
Like, you see the guards whisper to each other, you see them, like, look around, and looks off in the distance, see if there's anyone watching or waiting.
This is unbecoming of my station. If you seek to interrogate me, by all means, but please do someone who understands the concept of language, and do not put me in a position where I must look up to someone who holds no power over me. If this is important, I would speak to your captain, not to you.
Make an intimidation roll.
Thought you never asked, DM. Throwing a little noble hissy fit. I could do persuasion. Yeah. Intimidation, let's do it, guys! That's a 14 and a 19.
14?
14, I do not have advantage as far as I know.
You do have this noble, like, you are acting like the stereotypical noble aura that they're used to. they look at each other for a little bit and go, it's not worth the trouble. Let him in. And you, a few moments later, you hear the gate doors begin to open, and they let you through. No one comes to pick you up or anything like that. They pretty much just let you through, no trouble.
Literally walks to the other side of the gate, looks back up, and as they shut the doors, which I assume they do,
Yep.
He says, "Where's your guard, Captain? Or do I tell him where I will be to meet me?"
Oh, you want to speak with the guard, Captain?
You were
Yeah,
harassing me. I assume it was of actual business and not just idle questioning. If it was idle questioning, I will forget it. But if it is of anything important and worth my time, yes, I will respect the
Okay.
laws of the city.
Okay. I need to double check one other thing before I tell you exactly where to go. If you wanna speak with the captain, go visit, let's see. Trying to remember where you entered. I think you left through the east side. So that would mean that you would be closer to Slum. Oh. You would be closer to the slums, wouldn't you? So that means you want to talk with Rain? Alright, buddy. Go ahead. You want to speak with her? She's at the guardhouse off to your right. Take the first right. Take the first right. Go straight across the intersection. Take the next left. And the the guard barracks will be right there.
All right. He will do a sign that he heard them. He just turns off and walks into town, DM. They said if you want to, not you have to. He's ignoring them.
Okay.
They can chase after him if they want, but he's not proactively getting himself in trouble.
Okay. Alright.
He's chosen to forget it, as he stated to their faces. It's important, let me know. If not, I will just forget it happened. He is forgetting it happened.
Okay. Alright. Trying to think about
This is what happens when you pay your guards 5 copper a day.
Thing is, you already know what the general salary was of the security guards, which was something like 125 gold pieces a week. Something similar to that. So the town guards
outside
probably
town
have
in a
gold.
mine. These are glorified bellboys. Probably carry a spear. They've never used a day in their life.
Possibly. The area that you're entering in is right next to the slum areas, so chances are they might not be the most well trained.
Yep. I'm going to the temple, DM, and I will drop my friends off. I'm not calling them friends, but they're allies. Off at the tavern. Maybe I'll share a drink, but going to the temple thereafter.
So Jacques and Sheen, let's see, they will probably small talk with you on the way.
Yeah.
They will say,
if you're not sure what you want to say now, we can handle it later, so we can go back to the party and not leave them waiting.
I'm thinking, I do have an idea of what they're going to say. They say, you know, if I was that guard, I probably would have kept the door shut.
And that's why
Suspicious
he's
people.
in here and not out there.
Suspicious people walking in at the middle of the night. I mean, you can make any sort of bullshit reason to keep people out. Big 8-foot dragonborn. They could probably say that. You were the sketchiest person alive. Who knows? guard captain might believe it. But hey, that's local. Those are locals for you. Locals in Veer ain't got no spine. That's why mercenaries are so highly valued here.
Wrinkles his snout. I am no mere dragonborn. And of any riffraff they've let in, it was you two, not me. Think they would have opened that gate if it was just two of you?
Yeah. They don't have any
Then why
reason
not
to
when I'm
deny
there?
us.
No reason to deny me either. I was open, I was forthright. Maybe he could have had a tissy fit. I have the power to bring down the wrath of the law on his head and the gods. And there is no cause for him to risk that. He knows where I am. If they have beef with me, they can find me.
You got a big coin purse? 'Cause only one thing speaks very loudly here in Veer. That's money.
I understand investments. Money speaks. But growing money, that's the thing you want to cultivate. If you can't grow it, then money is simply a short-term benefit that's easily parted from you.
Well,
And
the
no, I'm
nobles
not
here.
dumb enough to walk around with that much gold in the slums.
Well, the nobles here seem pretty loose with their money. And as far as most of the mercenaries are concerned, they don't care if it's just a temporary, if it's just 100 gold pieces to look the other way just this once. I don't think they have. You might value money more, but as far as I know about the others, you never know about them. They only care about the highest bidder.
Of course. But there are other things people value. Money grants you nothing. Money is a shortcut to power, but it's not power itself. The people who lust after money are idiots. It's what you do with the money that matters. Similar to having a sword but not knowing how to use it. It could be shiny and fancy and perfectly crafted, but if you stab yourself, it didn't do you any good. But if you want to know a taste of my wealth, the answer is coin bores me. It's common, it's heavy, and there is no need to burden myself with something that is that far beneath me.
You say that now, but let's see. But have you ever lived without a penny to your name? Try living out on the land by yourself, worrying about your next meal, worrying about whether or not you're going to get enough just to scrape by?
That's why I came to Veer, and it still hasn't happened to me.
Ooh, I think I'd pay good money to see that. I think you could punch out a bear with your strength. Eh, buddy? And he jabs you with his elbow.
Just like looks at him awkwardly. One of those like, did you just... Well, you named a tavern. They're not going to be done with those bodies anytime soon. A drink, mill, and I'll be on my way.
All right. So you're going to Bugsy's Tavern first, or going to
Bugsy's
church
Tavern first. I am not rushing to wait for people.
All right. All right.
Bugsy's Tavern, then the temple. I am trying to time it so that, say they left half an hour behind me or an hour behind me, I would still be at the temple by that point.
All right.
Maybe
Okay.
they teleport and wonder why I'm not there, but that's not my problem.
All right. So the rest of you are now at the gates. You notice that the gates are closed. You don't see Pyre or anyone else outside the gates. And you do see some guards out on top of the gates, seemingly keeping a lookout. How are you going to approach this situation? Stefan, I noticed that you're lighting up, but if you're saying anything, I can't hear you.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
I was probably breathing too close to the mic.
Okay. Anyway, what would you guys like to do?
Well, we did our funeral rites. Does think it's about time we go get our money, huh?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Go take this body.
All right. So you are outside the gates. You're going to be walking into the guards' line of sight. Anything you want to do? You want to address them? Walk
I'm not going to
forward?
address them unless they address me, because fuck them. It's midday.
No, it's evening.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
shit.
close
Fuck
to
them. It's
dusk,
evening.
yeah.
Even better, if they don't address me and they just let me in, why talk to them? The more people I talk to, the more risks it could potentially make.
The doors are still closed. So you walk up to the gates. I assume
I have my hood up, by the way.
Everyone else is in full view, right?
Yeah.
No one's hanging back.
No.
Okay. The guards speak up. They say, "Halt. What business do you have with Veer?"
I'm with the Church of Sirkava. You will let me in.
With the Church of Sakava, hmm? And who might you be?
Is that your business? I am a seer.
Let me see. I need to get a few facts straight in my head, because there are some things that you don't know about. Sorry, buddy, but it is our business. You see, there has been some impersonators that have been getting into town. You see, we have been informed that some clerics claiming to be of the Church of Sirkava, or even people claiming to be Sirkava themselves, they've been causing some mischief. So,
If
unfortunately,
Sirkava himself wanted to get into your town, you wouldn't even know it.
Yes, that might be true. But people who claim to be Sirkava, well, it's not to get through the gates, but it's rather to do unsavory things. But long story short,
I will not
Who
claim
are
to be
you?
Sirkava, but I am his son. If you really want to play this game, I don't have time. I will lower my hood and just open my little shirt to show the mark on my heart. I am a seer, and I will not be impeded.
what's that? Does that look like a merc to you? It's a little difficult to
Open
see
your
up here.
eyes, you damn fools, and let the son of Sirkava in.
See, Stefan's great when he's on my side.
Hold on. Can you step a little bit closer? Like, do you have the dead body just slung over your shoulder, or is someone else carrying it?
Fuck, that's probably Zorg, probably. I'll be honest, right?
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
he big, strong man.
Yeah, probably be the word.
And,
Does he still ask me to step forward, or is he talking to Zorg
Yeah.
at that point then?
He does ask you to step forward, and the other guy
I
behind
will.
him says, and, what's with the body?
He died on a mission.
Oh, so I guess you're bringing him back to the church for a burial or something, right?
Something like that. He also,
I also know there's probably a bounty on his head.
yes. The church is not above making money for work.
Bounty? Oh. Let's see.
That's the man who crossed both the Church of Sirkava and the House of Steel recently with the slaves. I'm sure you're aware of what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the Zanzabar guy.
Sure. Yes,
What?
Zanzabar. Secret just rolls his eyes.
You sure it wasn't a Zoolander or a zebra guy?
I think it
Oh yeah,
might have
zebra guy
been.
sounds about right.
I think it might have been Zavala, maybe.
Well, Zoo, what's his face? So what? You killed him or something?
Oh,
No, but no reason not to profit. At least he died doing good. But it doesn't erase what he's done.
And one of the guys, he pulls up a piece of paper. Let's see. Whatever. Whatever. He chucks the paper behind him. He's got a mark of Zarkava. I think he's legit, unless he's got some elaborate tattoo or something. But hey, I'm not big enough for this.
I just look at him and say, I have fur. Where am I going to get a tattoo? You put that on skin.
Hey, I've seen weirder things. You saying you can't dye your hair? Because I've seen Tabaxi with dyed hair before.
Sure, I can. Do you think I would tear... Does this look like that this is worth the intricacies? Only on some parts? I already have tribal markings from my tribe. Do you think that this completely clashes? Open the damn door.
Would you sooner believe
Open
that he
the
has
door
poor
or get
fashion
your-
sense? Like they get stuck on this, and you hear the doors opening as they start discussing. Like, do you think that's actually a legit mark, or do you think he just has poor fashion sense? I mean, you see what he's wearing? It's pretty questionable. I don't think it goes with the fur.
Just gonna close my, my robes and my shirt and all that, and just motion for the others to follow me. I'm just gonna start walking. Just like, oh my Jesus. Gonna look back at Stefan and Zorg and say, are they all that stupid? As soon as we're out of the earshot.
I can't believe the ignorance they hire for guards in this city.
I mean, even if I was a fake, don't you think they should have investigated that better? Or if I'm the real deal, as I am, don't you think they should have respected that sooner? Pick one or the other. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
You okay, holding up okay there, Zorg? You were quiet during that.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. Anything you want
Do
to add?
Do we deposit this body with the captain of the guards, or take it?
I was thinking we should take it right. I was thinking we should take it right to the guy, or at least one of his employees.
I agree.
Okay.
The
Well,
guard, captain of the guard, isn't necessarily likely to give us all of our money. If we take it to the guy offering
yeah,
the money,
that's true.
we have a bargaining chip.
Let's make a quick stop at Bugsy's and have a drink with the other guys.
Sure.
You know,
can
take a corpse
leave
in
Dead
there as
Man
well.
McGee.
Oh,
Not like he's
yeah.
gonna.
This is a low-class bar. I know that.
It's not like he's gonna get up
It
and
won't
walk
be the
away,
first
right?
corpse that's been in this place.
I mean, normally they
Yeah,
don't
let's go
bring
have a drink with
corpses
the
in.
others and then-
Normally they take corpses out.
Yeah, well, this one's gonna have a drink with us first before we turn him in for the bounty.
We could make him fit in the bag of holding, right?
Well, I mean, yes, but do you really want a fucking corpse smelling up your bag of holding?
I believe the
I mean,
bag
it's got
is
a whole bunch
mostly
of
full
heads.
oil and stuff.
It's got
Oil and
heads
heads.
and
Oh, that's
fingers.
true. All right, listen, I know when I'm wrong. You know when I'm wrong. All right.
Just carry the corpse in. They won't even notice he's dead.
Yeah, they'll just think he's chilling. He's just
Yeah.
sleeping in Zorg's
He
He
arms.
doesn't have a
last
he
bar.
doesn't have a face. You very specifically defaced him.
Listen, as far as we know, neither does Plague Doctor, and they let them in.
Yep.
All right. You get some odd looks as you walk through town. You see some people run away as you approach with the dead body. And then you take
I
the
wish
dead
I
body.
had ventriloquism skills. I'd make the dead body talk and yell at him.
What are you looking at?
I mean, you
Wait a
can
minute,
still
do I
try to
have-
do that without ventriloquism skills with just a performance check, if he's
Hold
got
on.
any mouth left.
I need to check something. I do have thaumaturgy. Does thaumaturgy let you throw your voice, or does it just amplify it?
I think it's just amplifying.
It's
Yeah,
amplified, it's like a speaker
Yeah, it's
phone.
only amplified. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. I get hit
That
with
doesn't
a
mean you can't
stone,
try.
knock 'em dead.
Yeah, just hold the corpse up in front of me. That'll look natural.
So you guys take this corpse and you walk into Bugsy's tavern. Walk into Bugsy's tavern, and you hear the bartender, a big bugbear, goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Leave the
Yeah?
stiff outside, buddy."
He's having a drink.
Like,
We
you
promised
guys,
him one last drink.
Yeah, we promised him one last drink before he goes to prison.
No, 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 no. Not in my establishment, buddy. Either leave the stiff outside or you don't get any drinks.
Come on, you have long arms. You can stay away from him.
That ain't the point. It's not good for business. Now, don't make me have to kick you out. Pyre, you can see all this unfolding.
I can
don't
sit
know
outside.
these people. It's fine. It's fine.
I can sit outside with him if you want, Stefan Zord. It'd probably make more sense for a cleric to keep an eye on the body anyways. Just bring
Back-
me something outside, will you?
Go into the alley. Don't want you
Yeah.
scaring off guests at the front door.
I wasn't planning on sitting on the street with a dead body.
Well, I mean, you had the intelligence to bring a dead body into a tavern, so, there's a lot of
you needed
questions.
a drink. Listen, if you've had the day we've had, you wouldn't need to think. Maybe you should keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, your life's so terrible.
My life
Yeah,
isn't.
well, give me two mugs of ale to go. Start leaving.
Yeah, we'll leave with. If you give us the to-go mugs, we'll just drink on the way there.
Take him. And he take him. And he hands his hand out. Like, they do have to-go flasks, so he gives you flasks to go.
Okay.
Puts his hands out, and he says, "That'll be 2 gold pieces for a flagon of ale."
Ugh. I want meat instead.
Sure. Like, they do have some flasks available. He just switches it out. Same price, buddy.
Sure. I'll hand him 2 gold for mine, even though that's a fucking rip-off and I know it.
No, this is Veer. It's basically like San Francisco, very inflated.
I didn't
And yet
see any
cleaner than
tent
San Fran.
city on the street.
Yeah, I was going to say cleaner than San Fran, too. And maybe actually even somewhat effective. Looking at you, San Francisco. You suck. There, I said it. To all the people watching this video, San Francisco sucks.
You know,
Yes.
San Francisco was a beautiful city 50 years ago.
Well, I hate to tell you, John, it's 50 years in the future.
I'm telling you, it was a beautiful city. I'd hate to go back there again.
Don't spoil the memory. Just come to Miami instead.
San Francisco
crack.
sucks. Sincerely, Florida man.
Hell yeah. Listen, it ain't Florida if you don't hate Californians. So,
How long has it been since
In
we
Texas, we
entering-
don't hate Californians. We got too many of them living here.
yeah, I was going to say, where's your we're full sign? I thought you were supposed to put those out.
Well, you know, Elon Musk moved here and he said the right thing. I hope the hell these people moving in here remember why they left California.
Nah, they won't. What you should do is you
That's
should have
the
put up
problem.
the.
A lot of them are going to try to fuck up Texas.
No, what you should have done is you should have put up the welcome to Oklahoma sign so they think they went too far and then they have to go back one state.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, Jorah, you were saying?
You two can play for your drinks and be headed back off on your way.
Does Zorg get one?
Seeker
Zorg
only
does
paid for
not
his
want to
drink,
get
so all of you will pay for your own drinks if
Yeah.
you're...
I'm going to sit down with the two guards and drink from the pictures they got on the table. I
Yeah.
already paid for those.
I will wait outside for Stefan.
Have a drink with them
Zorg.
and
Zorg
look
will
over
also
at Pyre
be
and
going
say,
outside with Secret.
ah, you waited for us. I guess it's time we turned our treasure in at the House of Steel.
Ah,
I heard Ash say something. Sorry. Yeah, Ash. Shadow Stitch.
Sorry.
Nah, it's where Zorg said he was going outside. Since we're both in the same room, it kind of like
yeah, you confused Ash and James.
no, like it's echoing a little bit. Maybe it's what he's hearing. Like it's picking up a little bit whenever he speaks up a bit. But yeah, I guess I'm going in to wherever they're doing the exchange with the heads and stuff.
To clarify, John, I think we're going to the business district, not to the House of Steel Manor, right? That's
Oh,
where the
business
manager was.
area, yeah, the business
Yeah.
place, yeah. Not their manor.
Just wanted to correct
I meant
before
the
we
House of
walked into
Steel
the trap.
business.
We explicitly did not want to walk
No,
into.
we don't want to go there.
What up?
It'd be the biggest brain play ever.
How long did it take them to get to the tavern after I left the group?
Seems like they followed directly after you, so probably about a half hour.
Okay, that's not bad at all. They leave. I wait a few more minutes and chug down my consumables and make my farewells to the two drinking buddies I've made, and off I go.
Yep. They wave you. They both wave you off. Okay, so are you all reunited as a group, traveling together over to the administrative building?
I think so.
I believe so.
Okay.
I would love to metagame that. People mentioned they didn't want the shards all in one place. I'm okay with not being in the spotlight, just going to the temple if it would be more beneficial for the group for me to do that.
You might as well come see the shit show that's about to happen. I am not hiding my identity this time when we go there because Zaliel technically was my responsibility. Therefore, I'm turning him in.
All right.
All right. Pyre is trailing behind you guys. He's a few minutes late, but he'll show up.
All right. Zaliel's
Long
gonna
legs.
split. Zaliel believes that's probably not a good idea to go anywhere near the House of Steel right now, so he's gonna split.
Yeah, you are he's going into hiding. That's the whole point here. He will not come with us.
Correct.
Goodbye, Zaliel.
Goodbye, friend.
Matter of fact, he probably should have stayed out of town.
Yeah, probably. Camp out outside. Become a guard. Guard the outside of town.
Yep.
Maybe they'll even pay him.
Maybe. Though I think I do have an idea of what Zaliel probably would want to do right now. So he's gonna go off and do that. Alright, so the rest of you head back to the administrative district, to the building specifically for the House of Steel. The striking workers aren't there, but you do notice that it seems to have heavier security. The human guards seem to be replaced with constructs like bigger golems.
Alright. Does anybody try to stop us as we approach?
Nope.
Okay. Well, shit.
You do get the feeling that you're being watched as you approach in.
Oh, shit. It'd be terrible if they didn't. I'm heading to... I think we should go to Goldsmith's office.
All right.
Alright.
Is there still a crowd outside, or still
No.
has that cleared?
No, he said it cleared.
I will hang with the front entrance guards. I have no reason to go into a business meeting.
Okay.
All
It'll be
right.
fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You're aware the front entrance guards are golems.
All right. So Pyre out at front with the golems. Okay. All right. So all four of you enter into the building, right? Presumably with well, who's leading?
I'll lead if they don't stop me.
Okay. You lead.
Pyre's
And-
in the foyer.
Foyer. Okay. And who's following behind Secret? It is wide enough that you can be side by side.
Estefan and Monica will probably be right behind.
Okay.
I would want Zorg behind them with the body.
All right.
Do y'all mind waiting like 2 minutes? Like a 2-minute break?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. If the GM doesn't mind.
Sure. Go ahead.
Alexa,
Well,
set
Zorg-
timer for 2 minutes.
Everyone's taking a break.
Oh. I am just going to post this here. This is what I've been using for the soundtrack of your session today.
Oh gosh,
Literally
darn it.
the
You just
entire
remind
time.
me. You just reminded me. I was gonna play the music of Veer. Damn it.
I was listening to this the entire time, including while you were doing your recap. I've had this on loop for 2 hours now.
Kingdom Hearts 2 Sacred Moon slowed.
Yeah. It's a good track, especially slowed down. It's like very tense. Which is exactly what this session is going to be in a second here.
I meant
Now-
to play the music of Veer during the recap, but I completely forgot. Oh well.
Now, with Pyre in the foyer, my main motivation for that, I am metagaming, is because I got a lot of attention with going into the gate and talking to the guards and such, and I want to give other people the chance to talk. And in my experience, having 5 people talking in a negotiation is a sure way to just stick the foot in our mouths. So that's why I had Pyre stay behind.
Well, to
If
be
it's more
fair, the
convenient
Zaliel
for Pyre
imposter
to be
is
there.
not going to be able to say anything.
Yeah,
He's not.
that does
Zorg
help.
Is probably not going to be saying anything during this business negotiation. He is
Well, as
just
long as
there
you
to
look
be
good.
muscle. Yeah.
Would it be better to have Pyre there just so you guys don't have to like summarize for him and so he can witness, or would Pyre be crowding people out? Because my intention is to be quiet as a player.
No, I don't care.
I think
Whatever you think
should-
Pyre would do. And
Pyre would
I
have gone to
personally
the
think
temple, and I feel like that would derail the story, and I don't want to do that.
I think Pyre being there would look better for us, even if he doesn't say anything, mostly as a show of force. That's just how I feel. Alexa, stop.
Okay.
Damn, is that already 2 minutes?
Then if that's okay, Jorah, I will have Pyre tag along as the rear guard of the group.
Oh, the music
Okay.
finally started playing.
Oh. That probably means I should turn down mine, otherwise I'm about to get blasted.
It's good music.
It's been playing for
course.
a while.
It's not been playing for me.
Oh really?
My
Oh, that's
music
right.
started
I have
playing
the.
on.
I turned on the volume at one point. I totally forgot. Because I wanted my own battle music.
Like, Jorah,
That's
please,
right.
will please tell us to turn on the volume, or at least let us know when you're starting the music, because other DMs just have a 30-second track they play for hours. And your tracks are like, they bang. I want to hear them. I want to be
That's
there
because
and
he uses a
experience
lot
them.
of Persona music, and I'm not against it.
It's very good music.
Persona has a great soundtrack in general as a franchise.
For
Mm,
Veer, I
it-
do use a bunch of Persona music because it's supposed to be jazzy. I use a lot
Yeah.
of other music for battles and other places.
No, I hope, I reach out for the truth. Love that song. I love that song. Especially when you mishear the lyrics. I don't want to. I don't want to demonetize Jorah here, but you know.
I'm not even monetized in the first place.
Oh, good. Well, I don't want to get Jorah banned here, so I won't say what I've misheard from those lyrics before. Remind
I'm
me
sure
after
people
the
can Google
session.
it.
Yeah.
Just remind me.
Yeah.
Remind me after the session.
I'll leave a footnote.
So are we waiting on Ash to get back? Is that what we're doing?
No, everybody's back. Ash was getting a little tired. I got him some water and made sure he's gonna be good to drive home later.
Gotcha. You want to continue, Jorah?
Just don't forget that you're muted-ish. Okay. Alright. So you walk up to Nikolai Goldsmith's office. You do notice higher security. You notice some of the guards are following behind you as well. Some of the human guards.
Oh, let 'em.
No slaves. Like, the first time you were here, a slave showed you Nikolai's room. This time, a guard shows you the room.
Oh,
They let you in.
he's learned. Now we need to steal the guards.
We could.
They let you in. You notice that there are 2 constructs and 2 human guards already in the room. 2 more follow behind you as you enter.
Man, this guy is very serious about us. I'm going to just walk in and say, Mr. Goldsmith.
Yes.
I believe you did not know my name last time we met.
I believe I haven't. And to who do I owe the pleasure?
Secret Dream, son of Surkava.
Secret Dream. And are you associated with that criminal?
I am. In fact, that's why I'm here, not hiding my identity this time. He was my responsibility, and he betrayed his promise to the church, and he fell during the mission. Ergo, I see no reason not to deliver him to you and collect whatever bounty there was that I'm sure you placed on him. Might as well profit.
Okay. At this point, Zorg, what do you
My
do?
model too.
Zorg will drop the body down on the ground.
Beautiful. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly what we need. What were you saying, John?
You-
I said, exactly my motto. Might as well profit.
Exactly. Hey, listen, sometimes we can learn from each other.
Yeah. So Zorg unceremoniously drops the body onto the floor. Nikolai looks over his desk. He takes a good long look at the body. He leans back. This is a success, and this is automatically success due to how ridiculously good the body is. But roll a persuasion roll. Let's see.
I'm not a charisma character. I'm just here to look good. All right, I will try. Nothing can go
I'll
wrong.
do it.
Yeah, can I let him do it? I mean, look, man.
You can do it with advantage. You are the one talking, buddy.
All right, I will at least take advantage. It's not a negative persuasion. 10. You know, that's not terrible. They say 10 is average on a 20.
Well, we will after one thing. Guards, search the lizard folk right there.
Hmm?
What'd I do?
Yeah, well, actually, what did he do?
A set of keys went missing, and guards also searched the dead body as well. We just want to make sure that no one's been stealing our property.
Gonna look over it.
Before you begin a search, if I can say something, there's 2 reasons for us to be here. You gave us another job, and the man you want searched is carrying some of the goods we wanted to turn over. There were pests in that mine of yours. I think you'll be not happy, but contractually obligated with the results.
And as he's saying that, I open my bag of holding and I just start dumping out the heads without thinking of the keys, hoping the keys don't fall out of the bag of holding.
No, I have a plan. Chuck has a plan in case that happens. Don't you worry.
Okay. So you throw the heads out, and he says, "We're still going to look for that key, you know. We will deal with that business in a little bit, but right now, we just want to make sure that our keys are not in your possession."
I look over at Ash and be thinking to myself, if that motherfucker just stole those keys after I made this move. But I'll look at him and say, if you wish, you can start with the Lyle. We have collected some of his things from his person as a result of him expiring.
Did you happen to find any keys in his possession?
I personally did not, no. But not all of us searched at the same time. As you can see with the heads, we were a little busy trying to live.
I see. So there was no set of keys found.
As I said, that not that I've seen.
Did anybody find keys?
Did anybody find keys? Because this would be a great time to give them up with no consequences. Looks over at Ash.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was hoping you guys don't say it just to see if he gets the hint that everyone set up for him.
Everybody is literally setting up for Ash to get out of this scot-free!
I take
Literally
a big
blaming
ass
the dead
sigh,
guy!
and I'm like, I think I found some shinies in one of the pockets.
Can you produce the shinies, please, so we can verify?
I stick one hand in my bag of holding and the other hand in my pocket, and I just pull out keys and fingers all together.
Jesus
My God, how many keys do you pull out?
I don't remember how many were in the ring. I'm gonna just go ahead and give up the whole ring. Just to,
Okay, yeah, but it's not like
be safe.
multiple keys from multiple houses from multiple areas. This is not a habit. This is an
No,
item.
no, it's not a habit.
Neat. Okay, good.
Okay. I'll say, well, are these your keys, Mr. Goldsmith?
They are indeed. Well,
Then it
it's good.
appears that
Oh, not
We
only
give you
have
these.
recovered the intruder,
and giving you back his stolen goods.
yes, and giving you his key, the keys he stole too. That should enhance the reward.
I see. Well, it's a good thing no other things went missing and suddenly spontaneously appeared on his body. Make a persuasion roll, Stefan.
I'm gonna say, please, for the love of God, I know you're a warlock, please. Oh my God!
Nothing
Roll
great.
5.
12 isn't bad.
No, not.
It's not great
Right.
when you got a +7, but
Come on, Jor. That's not bad, right? He totally is down with it.
Totally did it.
He says, well, those keys weren't that important anyways. They...
Yeah. Well, they may not have been important, but they were yours. And
I
you should
suppose.
have them.
Yes, and it is much appreciated. Now, the heads.
About the contract, then.
Yes, the bounty, the heads. Alright. He snaps his finger, and one of the golems starts getting to work sorting through all the heads. He says, These aren't adult army ants. Now, normally that would reduce the amount of gold you would receive, but seeing how you have produced a body for a wanted criminal from the House of Steel, I suppose I can overlook that just this once.
Not to mention how many workers of yours we saved. I'm sure the overseer told you everything.
Indeed, you have gone above and beyond a cursory inspection. So, in accordance with all the pay. What?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted.
Okay. I actually do need to break out the calculator for this. Okay.
And don't forget to divide it by one less person, because Zaliel is not getting his share. He put us in this position. That's my thought.
Alright. So first off, you get this amount, and I have the full head list that you guys have. So plus...
Yeah, sorry we couldn't bring his head back in a little better shape.
The ants were trying to eat him.
Yep. We would have let them, except we knew you wanted proof that he was dead.
Yeah.
Pyre clears his throat. These constructs are... Whose design are they?
The House of Steel's.
He looks them over. What quality are they, roughly?
They definitely do look, let's see. In comparison to what you see in Zakir, or just in general?
Give me both, the ups and the downs.
In comparison to what you see in Zakir, I mean, it's probably not as high quality as... It's not as high quality as some of the military gear there, but it does seem to be... They seem to have figured out a little bit of a mass production rate. They seem to have unusual features among them. You can see a little force field that seems to be emanating from two of the big golem constructs.
Alright. These limbs... How do I put this? The force around it, the magical weave, is somewhat impressive, innovative even. But the joints are lacking. They restrict the mobility and are conforming too much to biological restrictions. I would politely suggest reaching out to another house about how to refine the mechanics behind the form. You do have some good ideas, though.
I actually do need to check. I do need to check a little graph I made just to see the relationship between the houses.
I did not say which house. Very tactfully,
Indeed.
I said a house.
Indeed. I just want to double check just to see their comment. And they would say... Your observations are noted, and I will forward those observations to both our research department and the House of Cinders research department.
Maybe together you can come up with more than you can separately.
Sorry, I'm doing math.
It's fine. I'm literally talking to the other people. Out of character, I'm literally talking so the other people don't dig us into a pit by lying repeatedly.
And the ambushers with the adult trait would have this bounty as well.
I failed, guys. I'm sorry. I talked when I said I wasn't going to.
How dare you speak? What gives you the right?
I am worms beneath your feet.
Oh, damn it. I can't math. I can't operate a calculator. You must forgive me.
I'm gonna refuse to make a joke I was just about to make, and let you decide what it was.
That was the Zaliel one, right? Yeah. That was Zaliel. That was that. And with the bonus, we'll round all that up to 1,000 gold pieces, each of you minus Zaliel. Of course, well, wait. It might change a little bit. Did you include Monica in your negotiations?
I don't know. I
No, I
think
don't-
we might have. I'm pretty sure if I was negotiating, wasn't I would have.
You would have. Okay. Okay.
I have no objections.
I have no objections either. She helped.
Okay. In that case... You know what? He probably would. Above and beyond, adult rate, making a good argument. Each of you get 1,000 gold pieces each.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Don't suppose you'd throw in one of those big constructs to replace the piece of stuff on the floor there.
A platinum piece is 1,000 gold, right?
No. Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. You do different math, right?
I think that's still a fact. Is that still a factor of 10? Everything except Electrum is
10,
a factor
10,
of
10.
10. Yeah.
Is it standard D&D, or are you using unique currency, DM?
Standard D&D.
So 10. I think it's 10, 5, or no, 10, 10, 5, 10, 10, right? Electrum is 5, but who uses Electrum? Only dwarves.
Yeah. But yeah, you can ignore Electrum because everything else is basically just 10, 10, 10, right?
Right. So. Wait, that would be how much platinum?
100.
100.
100?
100 platinum.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take 100 platinum. See ya. I'm gonna no longer adventure for you.
You could definitely just retire. You can't
No,
find
then
magic
Dad would-
items easily, though. Those are on
I was gonna say-
auction.
Dad would be very upset if I just retired, I'm sure. At least not until after I've done this.
Alright, so Stefan wants one of the constructs. Okay. Okay.
That's coming out of his share.
I'm not talking about my share. I'm just saying we need something
Bonus.
to replace this guy.
Yep, a bonus, essentially. So, Anyone else want to try to back Stefan up?
I do have a different deal, but no, I don't intend to back him up.
I don't trust those things.
Okay.
Oh,
Make a persuasion
come from
roll
the
at
enemy.
disadvantage, Stefan.
what was it? A persuasion with advantage?
Disadvantage.
No, disadvantage. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with that. I guess we're not going to get one.
Jesus.
Yeah,
How do you
he-
have such a high persuasion and keep rolling like this?
Well, that was with disadvantage.
Oh,
I
that's
got a
true.
19.
You didn't back him up, Star. That's what happened.
So, like he says, you have my, what's it? Condolences. You have my condolences, and you have my condolences about your loss. However,
Oh. Condolences are not what we really wanted.
yes, however, I can't really assist you with your current issue. You'll have to use your money to find other means or find a different replacement.
That's okay. We could probably do a little recruiting. I'm sure the guards who were rescued in the miners who are rescued will be talking about what happened, and there'll be plenty willing to join our group.
If I
Indeed.
could say, it was part of the risk, but the body is here and you have confirmed its identity, and there was multiple bounties on his head. We would be able to get some compensation by turning it into the temple. I mean, it is a
If you
corpse.
could give us at least a certification that we brought him in, that would help us at the temple.
Certification that you brought. Oh, so you're trying to claim a bounty from the other source. I don't think the
Yes.
church would have been the one to give out the bounty. It's probably the Adventurers Guild, like the town hall place.
Well,
that's
whichever.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
we appreciate what you've done, and we would like to, if you would be willing to write a certification that we had brought him in and you're disposing of the body, unless you want us to.
if you wish to claim the credit, then very well. I have already factored the compensation for the bounty into your pay. But yes,
Yes,
to
I
take the
understand.
credit. To take the credit, very well. And he pulls out a piece of paper. He takes about 5 minutes to fill it out, but he basically gives you the certification that you guys turned in the bounty for Zaliel. He pulls out a signet ring. He stamps the paper, and you see the exact same image you saw from the mines, the official paper that has the little illusion magic, and you see the symbol of the House of Steel with its little steel wings flapping. I forget if I have the symbol on
That's
call.
okay. I'm observing that really carefully. I'm wondering how the hell do I get hold of that paper?
These things are harder to reproduce.
Yes. They're not something I could just sketch up quickly.
Correct.
Prestidigitation. It's probably the quality of paper too.
That's the thing.
All right.
Well, we'll take that over to the guild there, and perhaps that'll buy us an extra round of drinks.
Maybe.
It's a night to celebrate.
There
Right.
was a incident that happened during our purging. Some of the miners were enthusiastic about taking a risk to go into the more dangerous areas, but to be able to fulfill their requirements for the day. I would like to purchase their contracts, as they were not fully protected and some are injured and would need time to recover. Time, I'm sure you understand, would cost you money. Now, I am the one who gave my word that we would protect them, so it would come out of my share of the payment. What would you charge for 4 injured miners?
4 injured miners. And who are they?
Pyre will list off their names.
Okay.
No particular order, DM.
Boris, Mason, Drugel, and Frankie. Well, Frankie and Drugel are not on a permanent contract. And I hope we don't have any issues like the last time. He looks down at the dead body. And you
That is why
only
I am doing
intend-
it in front of you, and you will handle the contract and the release. I will give you the place to place them, and I will leave this building with absolutely no one, and the only person who removes their contract will be you. I do ask that you render it void while I am here in front of you, though. I think that's in good faith,
Very well.
and as my position, I think it's better than a pathological liar.
I see. Very well, very well. To release the 2 miners who do have lifetime contracts, this will be a total of 100 gold pieces.
All right, DM. Pyre pays it. He
Alright.
also gives him directions of sending the miners, or at least telling the miners, to go to the temple of Sarkava to seek after Pyre or Secret Drain.
Okay. You'll probably. Do you want this to be a retcon, like you're intending to do this in the first place, and you want to let them know before coming here, or are you gonna find
absolutely
them after?
not. This is in the moment, DM.
In the moment.
I was
Okay.
trying to get Droogle off, and Pyre just didn't understand the contract Droogle was under.
Okay.
Pyre just got caught in a deal he didn't want to do. The two old guys he doesn't care about. He was trying to get Droogle and thought he'd be charged if he asked for someone specifically.
Okay. And he says that all their contracts are void. All their contracts are completely void. The 2 lifetime contracts have been nullified. And if Droogle and Frankie wish to leave, they are free to do so. You have
Alright.
all 4 documents in your possession.
I will be in Veer for at least another week or until the festival ends. You know where to reach me should medical bills need to be paid for those who decide to stay among those 2 miners. But I'll leave that for later. I'm sure we can understand from a business perspective.
There is one other thing. The superintendent, he also risked his life when he didn't have to go back in the mines to rescue miners. It is not our place to reward him, but you should take into consideration his heroics. I don't think he wants to be excused from his contract, but perhaps a bonus of some sort would be in order.
If it weren't for him, we would have much more dead miners who were the dedicated ones who are willing to work instead of riot.
He
There wasn't
knew
a
where to
riot.
go to find them.
Another riot. Might I ask
Riot
what
was
for?
the wrong word. There was concerns about safety while we were there. The overseer found the miners who were not at the meeting. No damage was done that I know of, and guards were present to oversee it.
Do you want to mention the adulterated bread?
Though, perhaps there is a concept. I do not want to correct you on your business practices, but there was signs of someone stealing from you there. Would you be interested in this information?
Stealing?
Yes.
Stealing
skimming
what?
off the top. Resources, things you wouldn't notice, but enough that it would build up over time. Now,
Stealing crystals?
no, crystals would be too obvious. The food, well, let's say it wasn't up to quality. That's why the miners were upset. Someone had been adding stone to the flour.
And you see Nikolai's expression, change, what? He's in a little bit of disbelief. And then you see Monica, Stefan. You do remember seeing Monica taking a small bag of the flour. If you want to stop, she walks forwards, and you know what she's gonna do. She's gonna pull out the bag and reveal that, she took a little bit of flour from that mine.
I'm going to let her walk up and set it on his desk.
Okay.
I do not move for her, but I do not interfere with her.
And she pulls out the bag of flour. She sets it on the desk, and says, "Oh yeah, I think there's some sort of rocks in there." And he looks at the bag. He slowly takes it, opens it up, and brings his nose up to it. You see his face scrunch up a little bit, and then he takes a finger He does a little taste test and goes, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Well, it appears that we might need another talk with our suppliers."
Exactly. It's not the crystal that you would notice a new sanction. You do a very good job at making sure it doesn't get out. But rather, if they slow down the production of how you mine that crystal, weaken the health of your miners, make it so the food they consume don't give them as much energy to do your work. It costs you crystal in the end anyways. They didn't need to take it from you.
Okay. Alright. I actually just need
But-
to make some notes.
For now, consider this a gesture of goodwill between the two of us. I'm sure you'll find a way to pay back that minor bit of information with some of your own someday.
Okay. 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 All right. Yep, he says, "Thank you for bringing these concerns to me. We'll look into it immediately. And I assure you, something will be done about this."
There were 2 guards, I should mention. I actually spent time in a tavern with them afterwards. They were the last ones out, to my knowledge, besides Bradley Norton. Jacques, Grims, they stood and they helped with the evacuation while the rest fled your mine. They're paid the same amount. I don't know if they lack common sense or if they have loyalty to you, but I think it's something worth exploiting.
Was his name Grims? Because I don't remember the other guy's name.
Grims, I wrote it down.
Grims. Okay. Then we'll say his name is Grims, because I didn't remember. I remember Jacques, but I don't remember the other guy.
I probably spelt it wrong, or maybe it was something else, like Grimes, I don't know. But that's why I have my notes. Pyre steps back and resumes inspecting the construct. No intention of sabotaging or damaging, I'm simply inspecting DM.
So this is the, this is the names. These are the names with the full spelling. Jacques and not Jacques. Jacques. But could you repeat what you had just said?
Essentially, I'm going to summarize rather than repeat. Pyre mentions their names and says that they were more foolhardy or loyal, but either way, it was something worth exploiting for the benefit of his mine and his business. What Pyre is implying is these guys should be in charge, or these guys had action to their name. That they were the ones who stayed and the rest just ran away. He threw all the other guards underneath the bus in terms of, yeah, they ran away.
Okay. Alright.
They did ask me to mention their names, though, so ambition.
I see. Okay. I'm just making notes here.
Guys, we just got money in this guy. We can pay money back to anything you else you want.
We'll see.
Your commendations are noted. We'll see. I'll see what I can do. And you do see him taking some notes down. You do see him taking some notes down. You see him write the name Overseer Bradley Norton, Jacques Grimm. You see him begin writing all those names down. and he rips off the note. He seems to tuck it away in a book of sorts. And he tucks that book away into his desk. Do you have any further
Pyre's
business?
left at that point.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have any further business with me? Because if not, then I have some other tasks I need to attend to.
I think we have completed everything we need to.
Very well.
Yes.
I commend all of you for a job well done. You've gone above and beyond what we have asked of you, and the House of Steel certainly welcomes your business. Certainly welcomes your business in the future.
Feel free to call upon us if you have needs of things.
Very well. Perhaps you'll hear from us soon. And with that, if you have nothing else to add, he kind of, the guards, he shows you the door, essentially. He waves you out. And the guards open up the door for you to leave.
Pyre's like running into the door, like, why isn't it open? I refuse to stand still while someone's writing notes.
Why isn't the door opening? It's actually a pull door, not a push door.
Yeah.
Pyre just struggling.
Alright. You have successfully turned in the quest. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Before downtime? Not before downtime.
Actually, we need to go turn in our thing at the guild where we can pick up another piece of reward. Then we may get to downtime. And
Oh, I guess that's true, yeah.
For the most part, you got a majority of that commission from the guy himself. He did also specifically write in the note, I have compensated them for most of the amount of the bounty. So you turn it in. You do get some renown for catching a wanted felon. Not long afterwards, you see that dead body. You walk through one of the town squares, and you see a set of gallows with 5 dead hanging goblins.
Ooh,
And you see
they
them.
found them.
And you see them bringing the dead body, the supposed dead body of Zaliel, and you see them beginning to string it up along with the bodies.
I have a question. That goblin who is a crusader, is he anywhere among here?
No.
I might be looking for him later.
I could buy a slave. I could buy a lot of slaves.
I mean, these ones are dead.
I could buy slaves and then hang them with the other slaves.
I mean, you could. You literally could.
Their lives aren't worth that much anyways. At least some of them. The most useless slaves are not worth much, but the higher value ones are worth quite a bit.
well,
Alright. Sorry. Did you guys want to... Was there something you guys wanted to do? Before I, put that image up?
Eat, rest, sleep, recover. By golly, everything hurts.
Yeah, now I have 2 things I want to do. One of them is more general than the other.
Alright.
But I'm talking about for downtime, not now.
All right.
So probably
so
starting next day.
Secret, you did mention that you wanted to experiment with the lightning shard at your next rest. Do you want to do
Yes.
that now?
I believe I've attuned to it already, correct? When I did a short rest, right?
It's actually not an item that you have to attune to.
Oh. Well, I tried attuning to it. I have a thought on how I want to see if I can use this. The problem is I need... Oh, I actually have one more use of it left, right? Give me 1 second. Channel Divinity comes back on short. Okay. Yes. I know how I would like to integrate this shard, but I don't know if you have the idea of how I'd like to integrate this shard. So my idea, or I guess I would say Secret's idea, once he figures out how to practice harnessing the lightning from the shard, is he wants to add this as a way to bolster his Balm of Peace, his channel divinity, the one where he runs around and heals people, and either increase his speed with it, or even more dastardly, be able to damage enemies he runs by with it while he's healing his allies.
Dash of peace. Okay.
Would you like me to post it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is the one where I basically run my movement speed. Any ally I run within 5 feet of gets to heal, right?
Okay.
I do not provoke attacks of opportunity while I'm making this movement. I am a tabaxi. I can get pretty far.
Yep.
Now, I figure he is a churchman. It working on his channel divinity to me makes absolute sense thematically.
Okay.
So I figure either upping his speed while he does it or damaging enemies he runs by. I personally think both of those are appropriate. I will let you be the judge. You are the GM. You might have had a better idea.
Okay. So how are you experimenting with this? Are you experimenting like in your room, or are you going out off?
Probably,
into
I
the
assume the
wilderness?
church is big enough that it probably has some sort of like practice ground, right? Because if there's crusaders that are part of the religion, surely they have a place at the churches where they could train.
Yep.
So he's probably doing that there.
Okay.
Nobody's going to question him at the church. He's a seer.
Are you going to make an effort to try to go there alone, no one else watching?
I
away
mean,
from
if
the
a party member wants to watch, sure. But otherwise, like, he's not going to go advertise that he's doing it to the church, except for maybe like, what the fuck was his name? Cassidy? No, it's not. I keep thinking Cassidy.
Yep, Cassidy is
Cassidy?
his full name. He
Okay.
shortened down to
Cass, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, well, maybe Cassidy can watch because Cassidy's already in deep shit as it is, and I already told him about the mission. It would make for an interesting talking point, but I'm not going to go out of my way to find Cass to do so. If he wanders on me, cool. If not, cool.
If you give
Pyre
any
does not-
indication of trying to do this,
Oh, I'm telling the party exactly what I'm doing. The party,
Okay.
I don't care if they know.
well, Stefan will go with you, and while we're doing this, I can do a double thing on something instead of just to myself. I will give you a boost and give you a expeditious retreat when you want to try this.
Ooh,
It's a
yeah,
self-thing
baby,
that
we're
I
gonna
can do to
practice.
people, and I'll
We're
just
gonna-
pop this on you and let you really feel how
Jesus
fast you can go.
You ever seen
So
a tabaxi
Pyre-
on crack?
on skooma.
Yeah.
Pyre goes with you, but he does when it seems to be somewhat clear and there's no non-party witnesses speak up about his own experience. Secret, the power of the shards are not infinite.
I'm aware. That's why,
Alright.
if it seems like it's going to run out of juice, I'm not going to force it.
That is the case. And I'm not sure if it replenishes, or if it replenishes in Immortal's lifetime.
We'll
If
be
your
careful.
father has a use in mind for it, he may be rendering an artifact less useful or eventually useless.
If Father does not want me to do this, the man who sees fate itself, I'm sure he can stop me anytime he wants.
Yes, but you haven't mentioned his name, nor have you rolled dice or sought his guidance, as far as I know.
Father
Unless
is
you're
always
afraid.
watching.
My father is not always watching, and he has less kids to look after.
I don't think you understand. I don't think my father has a choice. Where do you think I get my visions from?
Limbs, you don't always have visions. You're
But
not always
fine.
sleeping.
If you really
Say his
want.
name. Say his name and say his intent. That will satisfy me. Say his
Rolls
name and
eyes.
say your intent.
Father, I intend to learn how to use this shard to continue the mission and to bolster our position.
Is your god's named Father?
Sirkava, I intend to use this shard for the church's benefit and for the mission you have given me through visions, and admittedly through a little personal gain. Do you object, Sirkava? Father? Dad? Man of many shapes? Seer of fate. Need I go on, Pyre?
And- Okay. You don't hear anything, Secret.
Father?
Pyre shrugs and says, I am satisfied.
Good. And then I will do exactly as I told you I was going to do. And maybe even practicing while I have the expeditious retreat.
Okay.
Just to go. Pshong!
Stefan says, even if Sakava doesn't help you, I will. And pops the expeditious retreat.
Boom!
Pshong! Pshong!
Just for the-
Pshong!
Just for the heck of it, Monica also casts Fly on you.
Oh my god.
How far
Oh.
can you move?
Well,
So it's 60 base
let's see.
movement. 60 feet base
60
movement flying.
Tabaxi, hello. Tabaxi speed doubles that. Expeditious retreat essentially doubles that, right?
You
So,
can yeah. On 8 action till 30 days.
Oh, wait, no, wait.
Action extra.
No, wait. I'm sorry. Tabaxi speed goes at the end because Tabaxi speed doubles all of your combined movement, right? So 90. Let me go to my calendar here, or my calculator here. So 180, but because 60 plus 30 from the dash is 90 times 2.
Does dash only give you 30, or doesn't it double your flying
It
speed as
doubles the
well?
movement.
Wait, well, dash. Oh, that's
you
well,
can take your movement as an action you move, and then you take your dash.
true. Okay, so wait a minute then.
It's because it's a bonus.
Right. So 60 plus 60 is 120 times 2 would be a 240-foot flying speed with fly.
Well, fly is 60 by itself.
60, is it? Oh,
yes.
Yep. Fly
Wait a
60
minute.
by
Oh.
itself. Yep.
Oh shit. Okay, so double that again, right? So
Yep.
wouldn't that be 400? That'd be 480
480
fly
feet.
speed.
I do not want to be present when this happens, but I am.
Hold
I
on.
didn't
Wait, I
understand
want to
the
do.
amount of-
I need to do a little bit more math, right? Because, like, okay, a round is 6 seconds, right? So, 480 feet in 6 seconds has how many feet per second?
How many miles per hour are you going?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how many miles per hour. Oh my god. Calculate feet per second. No, I'm not trying to do miles per hour. Wait, what is the formula for that? So it would just be divided by 6, right? No. Hold on. 80. So, right? If that's 80 feet per second, if I'm going 80 feet per second, he's flying around at 54.5 miles an hour, if I did my math right. This dude is as fast as a car.
But you're
Yeah,
not
that
breaking
should be
sound
about
barriers,
right. He's
so
flying.
I feel safe.
Yeah, exactly. Only I'm flying, so it's only going to really hurt if I accidentally hit a wall.
It'll really hurt.
Luckily, I'm a cleric. I can fix it. In fact,
I
I
just had
can...
this inspiration of speeding up at Tabaxi because I'm playing one in another game, and it's a monk.
Oh, yeah. I played a...
And I took mobile as a feat.
Yeah, I played a drunken master Tabaxi monk that hit like level 7 or like level 10, and the amount of things. And then I had an ability. My GM gave me a tattoo where I had a step of the wind always active, and I didn't have to spend the key for it. So my Tabaxi could move ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
Your
But this
constraint
is
not
amazing in
movement
itself.
Speed, but the size of the map.
Exactly. GM, I'm catching any enemy that you try to make run away. Unless they're teleporting. So the question then becomes...
96
the
squares.
So the question then becomes, Jorah, after doing some practice tonight, am I able to incorporate this in any way with my channel divinity yet? Is it coming together in any way? Even if it's just progress.
You notice that you're emanating electricity, like it's actually very noticeable. You even hear the thunderous crackles as you dash and you
break
channel
the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Yes, you do break the sound barrier.
Someone in this church is going to be wondering, what the fuck is going on over there? I'm a seer. Fuck off. This is seer shit. Why are you moving so fast? Seer shit.
He's a Moxie seer.
You do notice a guy. So, were you specifically looking for something on the outside or something indoors? Outdoors or indoors? When you're
Probably outdoors, so I'm less likely to kill myself. Yeah, kill myself head first.
What would
So,
you
yeah.
have known this would all happen?
You break the sound barrier as you just whiz around the air at 54 miles per hour. You notice a guy. You notice a guy nearby. He's leaning on a nearby wooden post.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize him?
Yeah. That depends. How familiar are you with the people of Veer? Have you been here long?
I think I don't remember exactly how long I've been here. I don't think it was... Let me double check if I wrote it down in my bio. Give me a second, because I just realized I started this game without my biography open. Secret. Season of War, Secret Dream. He is 20 now, and he was promoted as a seer at the age of 18. It says he left... He started traveling when he was 17, according to my bio, and he's 20 now. So I would say probably he's been here on church business for about like maybe a year. But on the other hand, as you can see, he has not shied away from making himself high profile when it suits him.
Okay.
Like, to him, it's a tool.
You do recognize this guy. This man is none other than Nathaniel Veer.
Nathaniel Veer, part of the Veer family. All right.
The leader, the patriarch.
Well, I'm not going to, if he's watching, I'm not going to shy away from him. I will come to him and come to a stop and land in front of him and give him a polite bow. say, Lord Veer himself. Come for a late night confession?
No, I just happened to be in the neighborhood and saw some people down at the training range. I wanted to see the Pegasus Knights and the Crusaders in action before the Tournament of Steel, and I wasn't quite expecting a tabaxi to be flying through the air with lightning emanating from them. For a moment there, I could have confused you for a Pegasus Knight. In fact, you were even faster than them.
You'll have to forgive me. Me and my friends have been training with some new spells to benefit the church. New miracles.
Ah, is that right?
Yes. I am Secret Dream.
And I am Nathaniel Veer.
I am well aware.
A former champion of Sirkava.
Oh fuck! Did I know that part?
Yes.
Okay.
Nathaniel Veer is a former champion of Sirkava. Pretty much the big reason why Sirkava is a big thing in Veer is because he was a former champion. Not only does he have Sirkava's favor, he actively, worships Sirkava.
Champion of Sirkava, son of Sirkava. We have a lot in common. These are my friends back there, Pyre and Stefan. They are helping with the church in my experiments to better the church and further father's positions.
I see.
Forgetting my precious little Monica.
Ah, shit. Chuck did forget about that. And this is Monica, whose mother I can't remember actually
Elwyn.
is why she's famous.
Actually, has Stefan mentioned Elwyn by name?
I think I did when I was talking about the
You were talking about the
possible
Archmage.
placing of
Yeah.
one of the shards
Oh,
if we
right.
need
Yeah.
to spread them.
Yep.
And
Daughter of Elwyn.
and I will say this is Monica, daughter of Elwyn.
Ah, a pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure
let's
is
see.
ours, your lordship.
May I present? What is his name? Nicholas Veer, you said? Jim?
Nathaniel
Nathaniel.
Veer.
I'll say, may I present Nathaniel Veer, champion of Sirkava, my father.
Ah.
And one of the founding father families of Veer as a country.
Zorg would definitely be familiar with the name because you fought in the Divine Crusade. You know that he's one of the big chosen champions of the gods. As for the rest of you, it depends on how big you were in the war. You might have caught his name, you might have not if you weren't related. Ash was in a different hemisphere, so you might not know his identity.
Has Zorg ever met this person?
No. You were on land spec ops, he's a naval captain.
I would be happy to roll a knowledge check. Let's see how well I actually cared about history. I did not.
Oof. Yeah, you're kind of sheltered in terms of outsider knowledge. You've heard of the Divine Crusade, but you don't know, all the nitty-gritty details of all the other gods. It's
Daddy
mainly
didn't
all
tell you much.
Yeah, it's mainly all revolved around Zygon. If it's about Zygon, you could rattle off obscure facts, but outside of Zygon, you don't know.
Well, of course, I'd learn what's important, not what's there.
Mhm. And I'm also going to keep that role in mind, because that might affect a few other things that are going to be happening in downtime.
No problem.
But yeah, to you, this is just some guy.
To me, this
Apparently
is a
speaking.
big, important deal.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And Stefan's smart enough to realize this is a big, important deal, even though he doesn't know this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't know it, but at the very least, you want to be on this guy's good side while you're in Veer. His name, it's in his
Figured that
name.
out real quick. And of course,
My-
Monica makes a nice little curtsy.
100 platinum. Yes.
How may I assist tonight, my lord, in your beautiful city?
I was gonna have someone else bring it up, but I think this might be a better opportunity to have him bring it up. So this would probably be specifically about you, Secret. And he says,
Oh boy.
Well, I've actually heard some things. Heard something about a formal request from the church into the House of Right. Is that correct? Something
Yes.
about rebellion brewing on the horizon?
Of course you found out. Yes, and I will take the heat for that, but I am doing Father's direct bidding. I'm sure you know something about that, champion.
He smiles. Like, if you let him get close, he would want to put... his
I'm not
hand
gonna.
on
What
your
am I gonna
shoulder.
do? Push him away? The dude's a fucking celebrity as far as church
Yeah.
goes.
Like, he smiles, reaches out, puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says, I see you don't know the full details about your power. You see,
As you know, Father is a hands-off type of person with his sons and daughters.
perhaps there's something you should know about your power. It's true that a lion's share of your power does derive from Sir Kava. At the same time, you are his son. The power that you inherited from him is mostly your own. Just because you receive visions doesn't necessarily mean it's from Sir Kava. Because I also receive random visions time by time as well. This is just a side effect of being touched by fate, as it were.
Well, you'll have to forgive me. I'm one of his sons from a, as some have called me, growing up, a backwater tribe in the middle of the woods. I choose to believe I have some connection with my father, even Slim, just like I'm sure all of my other siblings do. And besides, even if it is my own power, it is still a gift that I inherited to him, or from him. There's no reason not to respect that.
Indeed. Though I would want to address a few other topics. Have you found anything to validate your concerns about the future rebellion?
Besides the visions, not exactly. There was a mind flayer colony in the sewers, which did come with the Mark of Slum. So the Mark of Slum is the mark I saw behind the visions of rebellion. You are a champion of Sir Kava. You do the math as well.
I see.
And I know it will happen in a springtime. And we're in the spring.
You'd be surprised at how easy it is to change fate.
I'm not surprised.
Perhaps you've already changed fate simply by telling the House of Right. Which isn't to say that you should suspect them of ill-doing.
I don't suspect the House of Right, I suspect the House of Steel. After all, you should too. It's your city.
The House of Steel? And what suspicions do you might have of them?
Rebellions formed in the mines. Mines they own. With gifts that they've been keeping from you.
Gifts such as?
I'm not willing to talk about them in the open.
I see. Well, then why don't we go to someplace private? And he pulls out his sword. And he says, would you like your friends to follow, or would you like this to just be a one-on-one conversation?
I'm gonna look back at the others and say, I can trust you, all right?
You get a
Sure
shrug.
you can. And I laugh.
Yes, I'd like them to follow, even if I regret this choice. They are my friends, and they are helping me on my mission.
Very well. Then follow me. And with his sword, he slashes the air, and a portal essentially opens up through the air, and he walks through it. This is his fabled Rift Walker. It's pretty much a permanent dimension door sword.
I want this. I want this.
No, I need this.
I look at Monica and I say, this is cool, huh? I put an arm around her and we stroll through.
Yeah, I'll go.
So I think
Sword.
they're on at least. Go ahead.
Zorg is very interested in the shiny blade, and he will steal it.
Steal it, huh? Yeah,
Love
good
to see
luck.
you
I'm sure
try.
this dude is at least at least 10 levels above you.
Zorg will come back to it. He'll never forget.
Kill all the champions, kill all the gods, Zorg will have everything.
Sorg
We'll
is
have
literally
all the
gonna be
treasure.
fucking decked out in like he's gonna be like a fighter. The worst parts of a fighter, he's gonna have like 7 different swords. I don't know which blade to use today. That's what happened
Dropping
with
more
my
swords
last
than he
fighter.
draws.
Yeah, exactly. Dude's literally Killer Bee in Naruto when he literally like took out all those swords and he was literally holding them between his elbows, spinning around in circles.
Can I throw the legendary sword at him?
I'd like to rage with the legendary sword.
I know nothing about this room, apparently. Do I have any idea what the relationship is between Sarkava and Zygon?
They were on the same side in the war, you said, right?
Yeah, they were on the same side in the war. From what you've heard Zygon talk about, Zygon thinks that Sarkov's an irresponsible idiot that likes leaving too many things up to chance.
Oh, do I want to piss off Dad or do I want to please him? I will be with the responsible one and stay behind. That's the theme this session. I want to go through. My body is
So go
calling me to
through.
Go through.
So go
Yeah, but-
through.
I have
Don't be a
gone through
bitch.
portals and horrible things have happened repeatedly. I am scarred, and I would go through, but I have a contract of meeting with a god in a week, and if this goes to somewhere that is not Veer, I am screwed.
We're not gonna be gone for a week.
Lord of Time.
No, fate. Fate.
I know nothing about these things. Pyre is definitely hesitating.
I am not. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Alright. Ash, what
You know,
about you?
fuck it, I'll go through. Yeah, I'll go through. Middle
Yes!
Dad, I'll
I'm
go
gonna be
through.
honest. Ash is
Sleep.
no. He gave me a thumbs up.
He's busy? Okay. Alright.
But he's coming through, right?
So so everyone goes through the portal. You walk into a very luxurious banquet hall that's just dined with fine furs. It seems to have all manners of fancy china, fancy chandeliers and other decor around here. It's obvious that he's brought you into his private mansion. You can also see some of the symbols of the House of Veer around. Do I have it uploaded? I might not. Hold on. I've got the Mid-Journey folder open, so I can just quickly give you the House of Veer symbol.
How
Big House
pretty.
of Veer. Yep.
With all the health bars in front of it. There we go.
Yep. It's a compass, and the national flag is a golden compass as well. The Golden Compass Rose of Veer. Now that we're in a more secluded place, you're free to... Now that we are in a more secluded place, how do you put it? We can talk more openly about sensitive matters.
Then I'll be blunt. The House of Right, or the House of Steel, are treacherous. I'm sure you know this. My visions make it painfully clear, and the mission that my father has sent us on, personally, I might add, not just with my visions, makes it all the more clear.
So you believe that they are heading a rebellion, and they are also working with Slum, the god of souls and magic. Is that correct?
I think it's a strong possibility, even if they're not directly doing it. They are fostering it without knowing.
I see.
Which is worse to you? That they're treacherous and smart, or stupid and about to cause your downfall without knowing? You tell me.
I see. But you should also keep in mind exactly who we are facing. If we are under attack by Slum, the god of souls and magic, well, he's a very smart god, and he would certainly know what to expect when attacking a city-state belonging to Sirkava. Let's say you wanted to attack Zygon, the god of fire. What considerations would you have if you wanted to fight him?
He and his ilk are intelligent. Even if they are not necessarily militant, their sciences and their ability to produce their own technology and magic is, well, greater than most.
Perhaps you haven't experienced this before, but Slum has done this in the past before. Although you can see the future, and you might know that what Slum is planning in the future, if none of that comes to fruition, you do lose something. You lose the trust of the people you've warned. And when they stop believing what you say, then that means when terrible things do happen, they will be unaware.
You were calling me a liar, or are you calling me stupid?
No, I'm saying that this is one of Slum's tricks. If he knows that we live in a city-state where many clerics can have visions of the future, then he would want to make the future as chaotic as possible so that no one would believe them.
There were many minds in that vision, and even if you discount my vision, even if you discount that, Father's vision, the visions I had led me to these people who have all personally met my father and signed a contract with him about the very mission that I was having visions about. One of the objectives we have is a relic that Father has tasked us with finding. Guess who is holding it under your nose at their manor?
A piece of it, that is.
Yes, a piece of it.
The House of Steel.
A piece of...
Are you saying that little showpiece is actually a prized artifact?
I'm saying that showpiece, if my visions are to believe, could cause another divine war.
Interesting.
Father does not want that. You are Father's champion. You know what's at stake if he intervenes and asks for intervention.
Before we continue, I'd like to ask you one thing. Have you tried to peer into the future since you had your vision?
No.
It's-
I have been busy dealing with other issues.
Oh. Well then, it might be a good idea to at least double check what the future may hold. You see a potential future, but everyone's a master of their own fate, so fate may fluctuate wildly depending on their decisions. So why don't you? He snaps his fingers. Your visions, your daily divinations that you spent up for the day, have been restored. So why don't you peer into the future once more? Peer into the future all 3 times and see how different each of the futures are.
I will play your game. I already know the lesson you're trying to teach. But my course is still a course set by Father. But I will play your game. After all, you are his champion. And I will play the game. Let's do some divinations! Yeehaw!
In the first vision, you see Drugel leading the rebellion, holding the decapitated head of Nathaniel Veer. He's raising a war sword and wielding the power of lightning. It's significantly larger than the one that you've seen earlier.
That's not good. Good.
Behind him is the town of Veer in flames.
Oh god, of course it's a hobgoblin. Alright. Next vision.
Drugel, you see Drugel with the flag of the rebellions behind him, and you see him give you the lightning shard, and you are holding the other half of the lightning shard. You put both of the lightning shards together, and you gain the power of lightning. Drugel, shortly afterwards, Drugel extends his hands out, and you shake it. And you both smile at each other.
Uh-oh. Question. Is that actually me in the vision or a doppelganger? Can I tell?
You see it in first person.
Oh.
It's possibly you, it possibly is someone else.
Is it my hand?
Looks like your hand.
As somebody who has my hand, I would think I know my hands pretty damn well.
I mean,
is it my hand?
It looks like your hand all the way down to the tribal tattoos.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Next.
And the third vision. You see a battlefield littered with the corpses of many, many commoners and peasantry. And you see among them Drugel struggling to keep himself up with a lance. You can see on his chest the mark of vengeance. He curses your names, curses everyone to hell and back. Well, to the abyss and back.
This man gave me the shard, empowered me, and then I said fuck you to the same person. What did I do?
Bear in mind that these are all 3 different futures.
Right. I will open my eyes and look at him.
What did you see?
3 different futures, just as you tried to point out. But futures that are all strong possibilities. I believe fate is the culmination of our choices coming to fruition. That is fate. But I do believe sometimes it is possible to know the choices being made before they are made.
Yep, and he says, I believe Sir Kava has given you much responsibility to shape the future events ahead. And how in detail did you go about the lightning shards? Did you?
I didn't.
Talk? You didn't talk about it. Okay.
I didn't say what it was.
And he says, I don't know what your purpose is, but it's very obvious that Sir Kava has entrusted a lot on your shoulders.
I'm his son, after all. He would trust you just as much.
Indeed he would. I'm sure you'll make the right choice in the end. Though, maybe I'm sounding a bit too much like Sir Kava. One of Sir Kava's big principles is... Well, one of Sir Kava's big beliefs is that... How do I actually put it? What do you say that? Sir Kava believes in giving people a chance to make that decision, rather than to refuse them that right simply because they might choose evil.
As one of the books says, if a man is not free to make the wrong choice, is he truly free?
Indeed. Sometimes, well, from my experience, this is my advice from one chosen champion of Sir Kava to another. Oh, you could say a champion to a demigod. Sometimes the best result requires you to put yourself in a vulnerable position, to make an act in good faith. I'm not saying that you should always set yourself up for betrayal. I'm just saying that there's a value in putting your trust in people.
I'm willing to trust people. These people are here with me. Are you willing to trust the House of Steel? Even if I see 3 different futures, they are still a part, whether they, again, are willingly part of your danger, this town's danger, or not. They still have something that Father wants me to get. I intend to get it. I am warning you that might cause a scene eventually.
Do I still trust the House of Steel?
Or do you think I'm crazy?
Well, I don't doubt what you see. But at the same time, the House of Steel has been stalwart allies since the very beginning. If they are misguided, then it's my responsibility to set them back to the right path.
Even if Slum's involved? Even if my vision was just a possibility and he's not completely in control of this rebellion, he has a presence here. And my vision still did have his sign in that vision of rebellion. And it was their minds.
What exactly did you see in their minds?
I will go over the vision with him in detail about the flag of the rebellion, the different minds, the fires, the how the fires would burn away the rebel flag into the Marcus Solemn on the flags. And then I'll actually tell him the story of like what actually happened in the one we were in.
Did anything really happen in the mines that you were in? Anything related
Not
to
that-
Solemn?
No, that's what I was looking for, but I will tell him, like, admittedly, I didn't find anything in this one. But they have multiple mines, and the people there were being treated like shit and being fed tainted food. So at the very least, there would be reason for wanting rebellion.
Oh, so that's why the House of Steel proposed legislation to regulate the quality of flour. That makes sense now.
Somebody was lacing their flour with minerals, and they're making their workers work less. But the workers found out. They were not happy. And then the ants, the explosions in the crystal mines, it is all being set up as to make people unhappy. Even you can't deny that if you think my visions are flawed.
However, the discontent would have been there even without the hand of Solemn.
I'm not
the
saying...
end of the matter is, well, the gist of the matter is that change does need to happen, we just need to facilitate a more peaceful change. People are unhappy, and there are ways to change that. The House of Steel has decided to take a step forward to try to curb the flour issue.
You said so yourself. Solemn is smart. He wouldn't necessarily need to stage a full-scale invasion or something. Just stoke the emotions of the right people. Passions make a man run wild. Even we can learn that lesson from Father, can't we? How many siblings do I have? Of how many different races might I add?
So what would you suggest? Would you suggest that I imprison people?
No. But I would suggest that maybe you keep an eye on them. I'm not asking you to take direct action and destroy the house. I'm asking that you, if I may be blunt, and forgive my language, I am suggesting that you watch your ass. Because quite frankly, your ass can be an ally to what I need done. Call me cold. But you are still a champion of Father. Which means you are powerful. Probably more powerful than I am in my current state. Much more powerful. I'm not stupid.
What do you think would be the best future? A future where where we deal with the rebellion and try to resolve it then, or one where we can avert the rebellion?
I think it'd be better to avert the rebellion, but I do know I need that thing that they have. That thing, like I said, could cause another war of the divines. I am simply, for Father's sake, trying to gather them to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm not even trying to keep all the pieces together, for that matter, before you think I'm being selfish and trying to become a god myself. As nice as that would be. At least for the lifespan. We Tabaxi don't live very long. Just as long as you humans.
So would that explain what I saw at the training grounds earlier? Is that power that you wield divine power?
He looks like he thinks for a moment and then just shrugs and says, guilty as charged.
I see.
I wasn't going to tell you much, but it is Father's mission and you are a champion of his. I do not think you would betray Father's interests. Not after you've put the church so far ahead of the other churches in your own country.
I see, I see. I will reach out to the House of Steel. I do have a plan. If you do wish to if you wish for your chance to legally obtain that showpiece that they have, I have... if their showpiece is as powerful as what you have demonstrated, I believe the House of Cinders might be interested. Perhaps we could work something out.
I will tell you this, so that you do not think I am crazy. If you sense the crackle of electricity, that is the energy. It is the power of lightning that Father is worried about. It is the power of lightning that is within that piece of artifact. Fair enough?
I see. Power of lightning. Well, I recommend that you keep in touch. I have a business arrangement to set up.
If
I
you
can
need my help and you work in Father's interest in this, I will help you how I can. You know where I'm staying. You know my rank.
And you're aware of my residence. We shall keep in contact.
As you wish, my lord.
And he pulls out his sword again. He cuts open another portal for you guys to walk through.
Like, nudges Pyre on the way out, just like, told you it wouldn't be a week. I will turn and bow to the man one more time before leaving.
Alright. Zorg, do we see anything from you? Because you expressed interest in his sword.
Yeah, did you try to steal it? Give me!
Give me the sword!
Just jump him.
No, Zorg just looks over and he has a sparkling look in his eye as he looks towards the sword in greed.
You can actually make... Yeah, he looks like he sees you looking, and he says, you can actually make a far bigger portal. Something like this. He slashes it across, and it's wide enough for you to put like 30 men side by side. He says, this tool is very useful for transporting entire divisions across great distances.
Zorg's eyes widen up as he looks at the portal.
Is this like the one I just walked through? So like when I turn around, I just see an even bigger fucking hole, and I'm looking at everybody looking at me.
Yep. He says, there is no god who controls spatial powers. However, there do exist gems that contain spatial powers. Such a gem was used in this blade. So it's very possible that the House of Steel might think that the very same could be possible with their shard.
So Daddy comes knocking. That sounded wrong, he says as he like scratches his chin.
The problem with these things is when you are given power beyond your control, someone will take it from you or it will destroy you.
Indeed. There have been numerous instances in history where power corrupts. Not all champions remain champions.
You either die a hero or you become the villain.
Well, I hope none of us become villains then.
Die here or live long enough to become the villain.
I plan on living my entire life, thank you.
Living to become a villain?
Just living, thanks.
And I have yet to die either, so let's avoid that. Your father seemed to say that was a possibility.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to say to Nathaniel Veer? Anyone can say anything if they want.
No, I just look over and make sure Monica's taking good notes.
Oh yeah. For a second, you aren't entirely sure. She's like in the rift. She's in the rift for a little bit, and you need to pull her out so that it doesn't close on her.
Yeah. Do the
What-
same as I did when we went through the first time. I put my arm around her and pull her on along.
You'll have to excuse me. I am not familiar with the politics of Sarkava, or much less than that, Veer. What is your role in this game?
What is... So you're asking this to Nathaniel Veer, right?
Yes.
What is his role in the in the political stage of Veer?
He shakes his head and he says, "No, not that is a part of it, but think wider. What is your domain, your responsibility? What matters to you?"
Frankly, what matters to me is the prosperity of Veer, the security of Veer. After all,
Those
this
two
was a
things do
city-state.
not-
This was a city-state that was founded through Sarkava's good graces.
You could say security and prosperity do not always go hand in hand. Which do you prioritize?
Well, being a champion of Sarkava, I would prioritize the good fortune.
Prosperity it is, then. Weigh your bets, figure things out. You know who I am. Because of what's happening and what's coming, who do I need to pay attention to as a shaker and mover in Veer?
You need to pay attention to.
I can't know
I
everyone.
suppose- I
And
suppose
there's
the
always
most, the most important people to know would obviously be all of the leading houses of Veer. Plus a man named Johnny Gust.
Alright. This Johnny I'll have to look into. The houses, they have their own struggles, but they seem to be checks and balances. They limit each other. They pull each other down, they'll never reach the top.
Indeed. It's a never-ending struggle, and it can be difficult getting... It can be difficult getting laws passed and regulations imposed.
But those don't always mean prosperity.
They don't, but stagnation and indecisiveness and inaction are worse. When there's a problem, something
Sometimes.
needs to be done. Even if the solution is lackluster, you can't just allow the problem to fester.
Alright. Well, we're already working for someone you know well. Is there any... I don't want to ask for a task. Favors. You've been nice enough to let us into your home. Is there a favor you want in return?
Favor in return. If the rebellion does happen, then I want you to find a resolution that benefits everyone in Veer. And that might be an impossible task, but I want you to do your best.
If it falls at my feet, I'll nudge it in that direction, but you know where my loyalties lie. But it's good to have prosperous neighbors than desperate ones.
Indeed. We have a good working relationship with Zakir.
Alright, I ask him a few more questions. None of them are really important. It's just closing of the conversation. Anyone
Okay.
else want to say anything?
Do not believe so.
Bro, how can I get a legendary sword too?
I'm not gonna ask him. I'm just gonna take it one of these days. All right. And
Pry it from his
mine.
cold dead hands.
It can't be bound to him if he's dead.
Alright, alright. The rift closes. You are back at the church. If there's anything else you'd like to do with the rest of your day, you can feel free to announce it now. If not, this is the end of the session, and we will begin downtime activities next session.
Just
I
gonna
got a quick
continue.
question. Did you tell each of your visions to everybody?
I was going to after we were not with Nicholas anymore, since one of them involved him directly.
Is this
His
a long
death.
rest? Between sessions?
Probably, yeah. But I wasn't gonna wait to tell them the visions because, yeah, that's a mouthful to discuss next session.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can discuss it next session then.
Well,
See. Go ahead.
We're at the temple. There's a meeting room.
Yeah.
Secret tells us what he wants, and
I'm
we
telling
have
about all
the
three of
in-character
them.
knowledge. Yeah, we have the in-character knowledge, and we can discuss it in character later with the after effect of why I heard these things. These are my concerns and points.
But I will make
Also-
note when I tell these visions that they are all different futures, not the same.
Yeah. You tell the visions of the futures.
Mhm.
But there is one common element in each of them. And that's the fisherman.
Yes.
If the fisherman were not to exist, it would change your visions completely.
Yes. Drugel coming forward is interesting. And it's even more imperative that we keep an eye on him, considering what a wild card he is in these visions.
But a wild card he is in the visions makes me think maybe we should eliminate him.
I see where you're going with this, but
I know.
I-
If it's not him, it'll be somebody else.
yes, that, and I don't necessarily like killing somebody for something they haven't done yet. That would kind of go against Father's principles of freedom and being able to make the wrong choice.
Pyre reaches for his crossbow. I'm afraid you're about to say something horrible. I'm sorry, Secret. He doesn't actually draw it, but he memes drawing it.
My point exactly. If we could potentially change him, or at the very least, keep him on our side so that he does not start a rebellion, or worse, potentially fall into the clutches of Slum, then I think we owe it to ourselves, especially if he's going to find this shard.
The answer is obvious. We've done something together, we fought together. He may not understand his purpose, but we've told him he's special and important. Befriend him.
Yes, but
Ally with him.
I want to ally with him out coddling him. If we coddle him, it's going to scare him off.
Don't do it for his future. Let him do that. He'll fall into it naturally. But if we knew nothing about this future, who would he be to us?
Potentially somebody leading the rebellion anyway, for all we know.
he would be an investment to me. He would be someone I would see dividends coming later if I was to give time and resources to him now. The problem is we know he's more valuable than we expected, and we're tempted to put too much into him, as he said, coddle him. We don't have to coddle him. Have him join the contract with Sirkava. It's no longer our problem. He works with us. He's not a babysitter. He's not a child. He is someone who can help us accomplish our tasks naturally.
Yes, but I'm afraid telling him too much too fast could also lead to its own issues. We need him to go fishing to find the, even if it takes time, to find the shard in the first place.
Yeah, so talk to your dad. Have him make the deal, not you.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
Okay.
Right, man.
Yeah,
It was good talking
yeah,
to
we
you
probably.
guys.
See ya.
So it's going to
session. I'm super tired.
See y'all
Thanks
next
for sticking
Yeah,
in.
we
Peace, boys.
see it. We should probably end
Stop.
it here. Yeah.
How long
Yep.
will be the downtime next time if you had to make an estimate, Jorah? Days, weeks,
Okay.
months?
It might be a month at least. So we've got stuff with Secret, we've got stuff with Ash, we've got stuff with Stefan, and then since everything's building up to the Tournament of Steel, you're basically going to be meeting up with all of your NPCs, getting the more detailed versions of what your benefits are from each of them. Zorg's seen an entire list of all the things he's getting from his relationship, and I've already got drafts set up for everyone else as well, including Zaliel.
I don't have to
Well-
feel guilty about spending time with a mentor. Great.
I
But
still
yeah,
plan to.
It might be at least a month. It might be 6 sessions to get through everything.
Oh, I was talking about in character. Like,
In
when
character?
we arrive
Oh.
next session, how long do you want us to plan our our downtime for?
No, I think I said that the Tournament of Steel is like a week off. So you're probably leading up to the Tournament of Steel and the downtime is probably going to be the same thing. So this is going to be a week until the big event. Though you might get your opportunity to nick the lightning stone before then.
Yeah, I
but he
am
did
following
mention
up with that
downtime.
man. I was gonna say I will be following up with him. Just FYI. He made an invite. He can't take it back now.
Yep.
I have to deal with the stupid contracts of the miners I don't care about that I just freed.
No, that's your
They're
fault.
my resource. They're literally my resources now, so might as well use them.
Yeah. Question: you out of mine? Because they're miners.
I do actually.
Oh, never mind. Well, so we're back to actual regular weekly sessions now, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Then I am also going to head out, and I will see you next week. I'm excited. Glad to play
See you,
Secret again.
Secret.